But it should be running.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah. How? Hashem, yeah, Hashem,
No, but honestly, apostles and elders, great millstone. I honestly, brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word, sincerity and truth. Sensational day, man. Very sensational, man. A lot of things are happening that we've been looking for, man. Um, hey, listen, man. You know what? Actually, before we even get that, get Revelations 13 and 9, right? But I had a dream last night, man. I didn't even tell you about it. I had a dream early hours this morning, man. And in the dream, the dream was mad. Yeah. So in the dream, I was like a spectator, right? In like, it felt to me like we must have been in like the 1800s or something like that, right? And then so in the dream, there was a stage built like in an open area like this, and there's trees and that, like, and there's a stage, right? So I'm watching a play, and it was Jake performing a play, right? And one of the main, I don't remember who the black woman actor was, the main black woman actor, but it was that Chifel, what the hell that nigga name? 12 Years a Slave.
Ejiofor.
Yeah, whatever his name is. He was one there, and I can't remember the exact details, but as I'm watching it, it's pure racism is depicted in that time, innit? Yeah, and I'm just getting angry, but you know the ones I'm watching it, and there's pure anger and grief building up inside of me watching this thing, yeah? And then two twos, then I kind of like turned into, at the same time I'm watching this, I'm like a soldier in like the American army or something like that. And I feel like there was some kind of time jump because it feels like it's like late 1800s, but I'm still watching this play. Anyway, something happened with my horse. There was a fire in the play and the horse died. And then, boom, straight away, I started catching hell from my commanding officer. Then another commanding officer come, pure racism and hell on, man. Like, so I'm there in the midst of getting all this hell, just emotion, crying, blood, anger, blood. I'm like, this is mad. Because I'm still emotional from the play, from the previous generation. And then I'm watching this, yeah. And then somehow I ended up, I got to say, it got to be like the 1970s. And it's Lawrence Fishburne, but I swear down, but it's Lawrence Fishburne, but then I'm Lawrence Fishburne at the same time, trying to go to some Edomites to get into the real estate industry. Again, pure racism, man, just getting knocked back. Then next man, oh yeah, but I know someone you could talk to, but that guy's just trying to scam me. Bro, in the whole dream, I'm just fucking emotional. Like, I'm literally crying and angry, bro. And you know, when I woke up out of the dream, I was like, yeah, Esau gonna fucking get it, man. I'm like, you know, it's like the Lord was just showing me multiple generations of just oppression, bro. Get me? Because it started off fucking, I was way back in, it was like I was in a time machine, bro. I was what they call it? I felt like I was in an astral time machine. But the emotion was raw. You know, when you wake up and you're just like, you hear me, bro? And I'm just saying, man, you Edomites, man, be at the time about to get the pay back. Come on. Right. And it's sensational. All of the torment and the persecution that you put the children of Israel through, and you're still going to do some more. You understand that? But you're going to get it back real soon, man. With the spirit, man. Yeah, I had that dream this morning, man. It was crazy, man. We almost out of here, man. Esau's about to get it, man. We can get that also. We can get the you know, his Lamentations. Is it 4:21?
Lamentations 4:21.
Is it 4:21?
Yeah.
Also.
Oh no. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a scripture that came to my mind is the Lamentation 2. All that passed by, clap the hands.
Oh yeah, that too. Yo, but I got emotional in that thing. But we is emotional, man. We've been catching hell for a long time under this devil, longer than the Iranians have, longer than the man from Gaza have. Them man are just tasting it now. Man said, since 1948. We've been tasting hell from this devil from way back in the 1600s, brother. The same thing. The same scandal, what's it called? Slandering your name, coming up with false narratives to justify killing and murdering you. Exactly what he's doing, lying to the Native American Indians and what he's doing to Iran and that. It's the same thing he did to our people. That's why Jake got a bad name in the world, because of Esau. Oh, they're just niggas. They're just violent. Oh, they got no sexual control. They're just rapists. It's the same thing they're doing with the Iranians. Oh, they're just mad people. They're just fanatics. So we need to bomb their children. It's no different. It's the same devil. We've been suffering under this man.
Get some real quick.
Yeah, go on.
It's Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right, now, and that's why we teach. It's not the reason that Esau had the ability to do what he did to our people ain't because he's so great and he's the apex predator. No, it's because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, and the curses of the law came upon us. And Esau, Edom, is a manifestation of the curse of the law. He is a manifestation. When you read through those curses, Esau is like a manifestation of those curses upon our people. He's the main manifestation of those curses, because as we live those curses, a lot of it goes back to Esau and the things he directly does to us. So ultimately, some of the responsibility goes back to us, because if we never broke the covenant, then this man wouldn't have had the power to come and exert his authority and his power over us. And you know what happens when Satan has power and authority over you? He's going to be wicked. He's going to be evil. He's going to be unreasonable. Don't we see it with the Iranians? So you can't negotiate with this man. Listen, once he's got something in his mind to take your oil, that's what happened with the Native American Indians. Once he wants their gold on that land, come on, peace treaty and negotiate. Listen, bro, man ain't trying to hear all that. You see it on the news. Man would directly hit man with a point, and man would just ignore the point.
Death adder.
The death adder, like, we ain't trying to hear all that logic. Like, fuck that, bro. These men are just savages, and we need to bomb them.
It's so bad. Allegedly, when the Iranian delegation was flying, Pakistan had to send fighter jets to protect their plane, because it was like, well, Israel might shoot the plane down.
These are civilized individuals. So this man is civilized when he feels like it. And when he feels like it, he's a savage. It's barbaric behavior. To bomb you back in the ancient world, you don't kill messengers, man. They even show you that in Spartacus, man. What you say? Don't kill a messenger, but I'm here to give them that diplomacy only operates if you keep messengers safe. You can't break those rules.
As well, I was thinking the other day, what I posted in a group. It's like, here it is. We've got all of the social media. We've got the first-hand reporting of what's happening in the world. Yeah, Esau's still lying.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, so then imagine what other lies he's been telling. We know he's always been lying.
They've been false flagging. The Native American Indians, some of the massacres that they claim the natives committed was actually committed by agents of the Rothschild. Because what they don't let you know some of the old Westerns used to show it a little bit. When Edomites will go and find gold, other Edomites will come and kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A Rothschild agent will send in their man to come and kill. And what they would do, they will scout, man. Oh, yeah, some Indians came in and just, yeah. And then they'll go kill some Indians. It's a false flag. Esau's been doing that. Esau's been a liar, man, and a scumbag.
Very good film for that. I was watching it back again. I watched it already. Killers of the Flower of the Moon. Leonardo.
Cameron.
Yeah. With the Osage Nation. It's based on a true story. And basically, it shows you what Esau always done, how they would circumvent and marry into a tribe. Now, the one of the main characters, which was DiCaprio's wife, he was married to her to get her land and like inheritance. And when she had diabetes and needed medication,
Which was telling to her.
they was poisoning her on purpose. And it even got so bad that the Osage Nation paid for private investigators and that from Washington, D.C. to come and find out what's going on. And he got whipped. But that's Esau's story, like, around the world, man. And it's funny because us two brothers were talking before the camp. Fucking Esau, bro. Anytime they see Jake, they feel like Jake is gonna do something to them.
Yeah.
Because they're a fugitive.
They are.
Like, here it is. Us brothers are just chilling, watching our team ball it. And then Edomites walking past the car, like, bitch, you parked up. Why are you looking into the car I'm driving? I ain't worried about your car.
I know that goes back to the scandal Esau. the slandering of Jake. That Jake, but bro, these man are mass murdering people and bombing whole apartment buildings, man. These people are the real murderers of the earth, man. They're the real gunman, killer, man, drillers. They're the real drillers. They be drilling for real. But, you know,
I covered an article the other day about because Esau likes to look civilized by putting sanctions on the nation rather than going to just straight up war and blowing them up, right? Sometimes, right? But even their sanctions is a weapon that's responsible for millions of deaths every year.
Who does sanctions harm? The vulnerable,
Yeah,
the weak.
that's right.
Let's get this precept real quick.
Yeah, the number was 38. We got an estimated 38 million people have died since 1970.
But because Esau's in the system of white supremacy, Esau gets to be automatically righteous and civilized. When you look at it, he's a savage of the earth. He's a beast.
I said that sanctions where a million people were dying pretty much every year. That's just one form of death that he brings. That's without even talk about all the other stuff that he's doing on an everyday basis. What Jake is doing mad numbers like that.
But
Jake
Jake go out on the streets here and bust off a shot, yeah, and he's just the worst criminal there's ever been on the planet Earth. Thug. You know, if you imagine Jake bust a shot.
He's an agent. Kanye West
Getting banned.
he's getting banned, so called, because there's all theater coming from violence. But then it's like, look at what the small hats are actually doing. Like, you're worried about criticizing the small hats. Look at what they're actually doing.
But bro, the head of ISIS just visited Keir Starmer. Yeah. Or he was the head of ISIS?
One thing they keep doing, they every time they mention Iran, well, they're the biggest sponsor of state terrorists. And they just repeat the same shit over and over again. What's
You're
that
the
even mean?
biggest state terrorist.
Go ahead, read this, man.
Ezekiel 35:6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood.
See, you Edomites have done a lot of killing, man. Even now, you're doing a lot of killing. You like to see your movie and your media industry and the rapping makes it look like Jake is the #1 killer in the earth. Jake ain't the #1 killer. Because gang violence is nothing compared to the industrialized military violence that Esau does in the earth.
Oh, gangsterism. Yeah.
That man killed 160 youths. Now imagine Pookie, like I always say, yeah, Pookie piece of shit. Pookie, they know man's hanging out at the basketball court and there's youths playing basketball, but the ops is there. So Pookie will turn up, leaning out of the vehicle with a Mac 10.
Crazy. It actually happened, I think it was the other day, I think it was in Brooklyn. There was like the drive-by and it hit a 2-month-old baby, Ricochet.
There you go. Now, guess what? They'll say that Pookie there is the vilest human. They'll put the mugshot up. He's the vilest human being that ever lived on earth. Which we're not with Pookie for that. Yo, Pookie, you got to do it clean. But Pookie shot up the basketball court. My man will blow up the apartment block here that everyone lives in, the school
or university,
and say the ops was there. Imagine that. So Pookie can't go in the court and say, you know what, these guys threatened my life. Think of it. Just think of it logically. He don't go in the court and say, these guys threatened my life. Here's the music video. Then where they said they were gonna kill me. Because that's what they said. Iran said death to America. Hezbollah said death to America. Pookie can't give that defense. There's no defense by saying that someone threatened you. Previously, that's not a defense to shoot up the basketball court. Yes, Pookie can't do that. Pookie's getting going down for triple life, and everyone will say good for him, good riddance. Esau blew up a primary school with 160 triple tapped the primary school with 160 children. A man is like, we gotta investigate. Might be, might not be. You've already killed more children than Jake has. How many children has Jake killed in the midst of a gang? One might die, and it's a massive thing. This man killed 160 in one day. So Esau is being way more murderous.
He's meant to be professionals as well. He's a highly trained people, right?
Wow. Esau
with morals, white man with morals.
Yeah. Have a precept.
He's the murderer.
Genesis 4:12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall there be in the earth.
You're a fugitive. You might have done crimes against humanity, crimes against the nation of Israel, crimes against the earth, man. Consistent. treated us as good as you said you was, you wouldn't mind. You know when you treat someone good.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time, yeah, when I got a job at the dairy. When I had to get the job, I was coming in as a grunt, yeah. When I went in the office, my man said my name. He was like, "Oh yeah. That's like from school. He was one of the youth man from school, innit?" And I'm just thinking, I hope I didn't violate this. I hope I didn't violate this youth. But I was never that. I was always a champion for the youths. Yeah, me. I was the type of don that when man the oldest are playing the youngest, I'm playing with the youngest. I'm helping them and 2-foot tackling the oldest. Man. You know them ones there. Like I was champion for the youth. So he remembered me, and it was a spirit. And he was like, "Oh yeah, bro, bless me off. Opportunities come. Putting my name down first, man. Straight away, I went from the bottom of the grunt to up there top processing, because I knew the don. Because I treated him well when we was in school. He remembered that and returned the favor. So when you know that you did well by someone, you're not upset if you come up. Imagine you go for a job and you violated a man proper. And then you go there and he's the boss. You're obviously spooked out already.
Yeah.
Because you know, rightfully, my man's gonna give it back. So that's why they're scared of Jake dominance, of Jake getting any kind of authority or dominance. Because in their mind, they're thinking, they're gonna want to do to us what we did to them. So that shows you know you're guilty of something. And you know it was heinous what you did to our people, man. Heinous savagery, psychological destruction, trauma you caused to our people, man. And I felt it in that dream last night, bro. I felt it in my chest, bro. I was crying, and it weren't even tears. It was spiritual, bro. There was spiritual tears coming out, like in every direction, bro. It was crazy, but anger, just real anger from you devils, man. So when we get you devils, man, in slavery, there ain't gonna be no human rights to protect you, bro.
Proverbs 29, I start from verse 7. It says, "The righteous consider the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it."
Edomites don't care about, they don't even care about the poor of their own people. They're bullshitting. And the idiots thought they could vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump was going to do something for them. The Edomites don't care about the poor of their own people, much less anyone else. Their system is a predatory system. It's based upon oppression.
And you know, it's comforting because, you know, obviously Esau's the seed of the wicked, but basically everyone in their spirit knows like what's right and what's wrong, innit? Obviously, the Israelites have spirit of the Most High to be the righteous. Basically, the whole earth knows that wickedness like this can't continue.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows it. Like you cannot. You saying this beautiful earth. The earth is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just under the wicked.
Yeah.
You believe something so beautiful is going to be left forever. People so wicked.
No,
It's not going to happen.
because remember, they lied. They lied to the world. They had
Romans
2
8.
world wars. And after the world wars, they said, you know what, we're going to set up this UN and everything's going to be fair. We're going to have checks and balances. And it was a rules-based order. That's what they called it. Meaning there's rules of war. There's rules of engagement of how countries are supposed to treat each other in their territory. And straight off the bat, America, the Christian nation, said, you know what, man? This sounds great, but we need a veto because you know we're not going to be beholden to the rules. That's basically what they were saying, and they tried to run with so Americans the policemen now. They're gonna make sure that war crimes don't happen, but all they've done is foment wickedness in the earth.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's like, like this is crazy. We're not supposed to be living in a world where what they call might is right. Might is right is a wicked world, because that basically means as long as I have do as thou wilt, as long as you have the strength and the power to do something, do it then. Because what's my man gonna do to stop it?
Yeah.
That's the spirit of America. That's the spirit of Esau. If I can lie to you and I got away with it, then that's the do as thou wilt. If I can kill you and get away with it, then it's your fault because
It's like this idea of democracy, right? It's for the people, right? But if they decide what is good for democracy and what's not good for democracy, that's then manipulating what you think democracy is, right? Because they're deciding what it is, which is not a democracy no more. You know what I'm saying?
You can't have a democracy if the people are
Being lied,
and being manipulated through witchcraft. That's not democracy.
That's for the people.
If I put a spell on you, to go left, but then it's your choice. But I'm putting spells on you and not giving you the proper information. Yeah, it's all bullshit, man. And I set up where you gotta have money to run and all this stuff like special interest. Oh, it's bullshit. Esau is not the one. Now, we are going to have might in the kingdom, but our rule is still going to be a rules-based order. Unlike Esau, when we make laws, or the laws have already been made, when we have laws, we are going to keep them.
That's right.
We are going to keep those laws, and we're going to make the nations keep those laws. Esau will make a law
No exception.
and break a law.
Yeah, straight away.
Oh, human rights violations are bad.
Oh, it's a grey area. You know,
Well,
it's a grey-
I could do it. Oh, you need to you have to go to Congress to declare war, but this isn't a war. This is a military action.
down to interpretation. You know?
Bullshit.
Interpretation of these things, man.
This
Yeah.
bullshit. It's either there's a saying on the islands, isn't it? Right or right and wrong or wrong. Yeah, you can't be wrong and strong. But
That's
Esau,
why yay be yay and nay be nay.
Yeah.
It should be very simple, but Esau doesn't make it simple.
but you know why? Because it's hypocrisy. And then when you have where there's hypocrisy, you know what you have? Disorder. You have confusion. The world's confused. Oh, this guy's the police. Imagine having policeman, but the policeman is doing the crimes. That's confusion. I was like, what kind of craziness is there?
Sit there and judge in the court, right? But he's a paedophile.
Yeah,
Guys like this, like how?
you no one to trust. You can't trust authority. Oh,
This is Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness.
right, wealth. Listen, wealth don't make you righteous, man. And Esau is the prime. He's the ultimate example of that. But they taught people, and this is actually a doctrine that was put forward to get people to work. Go back after the workhouses. One of the way they got people to go into the industrial era and come off the farms and then go into these factories and work their asses off for nothing was there was a saying that hard work is rewarded by God with wealth and righteousness. And they put it all as being the same thing. So that's why most people, when they think about a billionaire, they think about someone that's good and that's worked hard,
Yeah.
and that's why he has that wealth. He's better than me in terms of spiritual, which is not necessarily true.
Gain is God.
Supposing that gain is God in it, but that's a doctrine that they actually pushed out there, that hard work is righteousness and the wealth comes with that. That's why most people, like when they get, they say, oh, that guy's poor, he just don't work hard enough. Then they'll do some stupid fucking course. You're gonna go pay the rock. He's gonna tell you to wake up at 3 in the morning. You gotta wake up at 3 in the morning. This is how you can become a millionaire and work your ass off. That's bullshit. You know how many of our fucking aunties and grandmothers been fucking working 12, 14-hour shifts in the hospital and shit, blood. What are you talking about?
90 hours a week.
But that's the idea. The idea is the poor are poor because they're lazy. Jake is poor because Jake ain't been lazy. Jake been busting sweat.
So
They've been overworked.
yeah.
You know?
So since we conquered you, stole everything, we're right.
That's
the-
the answer.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good.
Blessed be the Lord. Blessed be the
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
But we are so that's the ideology. The ideology is that with riches comes righteousness. But they're not, the two things are not connected.
I got more. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
You know that perfectly suits that the Zionists, and the one guy said it perfectly. Zionism is explained in two statements. God does not exist, but God gave us the land.
Yes.
That is the actual doctrine of Zionists.
Yes.
And it's insane.
Yes. No. Yes.
That is the actual doctrine of Zionism, is when you go back to Ben Gurion and them agents of the rough, because they're all agents. They don't actually believe in that shit. It's just the operating system for them.
Theodore Hertz.
Them guys said that's why they never put the name of the Most High. They didn't want to put the name of the Most High in the Declaration of Independence because they were like, well, we don't even believe in this God. So why would we put God? So, you know what? We'll just put God in there. But we'll not put the name of the God. Because they don't really believe in the Bible as or the Torah as a holy book. But they use it as a reference to say, oh, it says there that the land belongs to the Israelites. We're the Israelites, so we can take the land. But they don't believe in a God. It's insanity.
Yeah. Because if you really believe in the Most High, why did you need to make the world's organization? It goes back to the 1800s, but even slightly before that, there was systematically buying plots of land, lieutenant agents in there to basically circumvent the blessing.
Yeah, they just want the land. And then so you got these guys, they go over there and they call it Israel. So they're fraudsters.
It's really stupid. Like, cause how if there's no God, how did the Most High make children of Israel, his people.
But that's the whole point.
It's circular reasoning.
That's the whole point. The whole point is it's a contradiction.
Contradiction.
You can't say that God gave me the land, but then you don't believe that the God exists. This is the insanity that we're dealing with. So how are you gonna reason? How are you gonna reason with this? You can't reason with these people because they're not playing with a full deck. They're just demons.
And I thought you were supposed to be a light to the world.
No, they ain't no light because guess what? The light is the scriptures, right? Now, when you go over to the state of Israel, as they call it, their law system is based upon Ottoman and British law. It's not based on the Torah. Nothing in their law system, nothing about their country is based on the Torah. It's all based upon the old. Because remember, the Ottomans used to rule in that area.
That's
So
what have the mandate of Palestine.
Right.
The British inherited the territories,
from them.
and then they did a mandate for Jewish home.
So when you look up Israeli law, just look it up in Wikipedia. You say the origin of Israeli law. It goes back to the Ottoman laws and the British laws, like the Magna Carta and all these things. None of their laws are based upon the law of the Bible. Hence why they got women in their army. Hence why they got a draft and they make you join the army. Hence why you could eat pork over there, kosher pork. The ultra orthodox, in fact, it's a secular society. The ultra orthodox, they don't even like them over there.
They're like minority.
Them man don't join. They exempt from the army too. They don't join the army.
From Psalms 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Or as you hide behind the Bible, the scriptures, to make yourself look holy, but you don't follow it. You know, because you don't have no interest in doing that.
They're like Carnegie in that film, man, Book of Eli. And Carnegie at the end.
That's
They
the operating
use it
system.
because they could use it.
It's an operating
Power.
system.
Yeah.
Don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's not a book.
To abuse its authority, you know. Verse 17, seeing thou hatest instruction. Esau hates instruction. Cain hates instruction.
Why? Because he worships his belly. He's like a child. You know, when you got a youth, brothers know when they got a little youth. A youth at first only understands sensuality, the flesh. So it's like they see it, they want it. They don't care who it belongs to. They don't have the understanding of that. Mine, yeah, like, they see it. And then you're like, no, that's not yours.
No.
Because they're operating, that's the folly is bound in the heart of a child. Because children operate based upon sensual, what they like and what they don't like, what they see, I like, I touch. Esau operates still on that level. He doesn't go past that. His thing is that I like, I want.
That younger than I have intuition.
Yeah, covetousness. So what happens when you got a youth? Yeah, you told them no. They get upset. But Esau don't want to be told no. When Esau want to take a land, the Bible tells you that remove not thy neighbor's landmark. The Israelites did not operate around stealing people's land. When we came out of Egypt, we had to go through all kind of land. So what did the Lord say? Listen, don't take these land ain't for you. We never stole Moab's land. We never stole Ammon's land. Edom, we offered to pay for the water and for the food that we took. The only land that we took was the land that was rightfully given to us by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and we only took what was given. We wasn't supposed to go and take that. The Bible said, remove not thy neighbor's landmark. That also applies to other nations. Now, did we conquer nations and put them on the tribute? Yes, but we didn't take their land. The land was still theirs because it's theirs by their birthright. We had to respect that because it's in the law. Esau don't want to respect that birthright thing. Esau wants to take the land for his own. He doesn't believe that anyone else should have their own anything.
Esau he's got given himself the own right to carve up, nations and countries according to what he wants.
Yeah, he thinks he's the most high.
All kinds of things,
Really, when you break it down, the Bible says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Everything belongs to the Lord, and he's giving it to men. Esau's like, nah, I own everything.
I get to decide.
So I get to decide. It's not yours, it's mine. Oh, you don't know what to do with anyway. They'll come up with some weirdo shit. Well, them man don't know what to do with oil. They don't know what to do with gold. Why do they know? Well, if a man decides to have a piece of land and do nothing with it, guess what? That's his prerogative. What kind of insanity is that, bro?
Bro, it's his land. It's charged. Like, bro, I don't want to build a factory here. I just want to plant some fucking
Boom! Big rifle.
Which is what happened with the Osage Nation. Not even just the Osage.
Many people.
Because, like, bro, you know what? let's leave some gold in the water.
Yeah.
Well, it's like my favorite out, the beaver, man.
Yeah.
But when you look into the beaver and just how important it is for the for the ecosystem,
Ecosystem.
you know,
Yeah.
and then because there's certain natural flood defenses
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and beavers, because basically it's like they got their program,
Yeah.
that's their setting. They're
Yeah.
here running water. They're like, nah, I need to dam this up. But what that does is it stops flooding and stuff like that. Same with the mangroves.
What's the luck? On the beaver, what did Esau say? I don't know how he found it out, but there's a gland.
No, how did you find that?
There's a gland, yeah, in the beaver's butthole, right?
Come on, you know how.
That
Oh yeah, because a woman got arrested for that the other day. She raped one of the crimes. Yeah, she raped her dog, man.
bro,
Nah, Esau's
There's
Curious
a-
George, blood.
there's a gland in the butthole of beaver that this nigga found out tastes like strawberries. So a lot of them, bro, they actually extract that shit and use it in a lot of artificial sweet incel. He's natural. Esau's an incel.
That's it.
Esau's an incel.
It's an insult.
How do you know that? Like, there's actual
The
strawberries.
first Edomite to figure that out, like, I want to hear the conversation. How you know how it tastes?
Like
That's not
even,
what matters.
yeah. like even we remember we were going into that information. One of the artificial sweeteners in us, a lot of drinks, very close. This nigga, it started off as an insecticide on fields, and by accident, the nigga tasted it and was like, oh, "This is sweet. Let's put it in the drinks." And it, yeah, aspartame.
The ship, yeah, E. coli.
E. coli. When there's actual sweeteners in nature.
Yeah, because Esau's not in balance, man. He's a ferocious beast. He's an insatiable beast, and that's why even these devils they made Lion King. What separated Mustafa from Scar? Scar was an insatiable beast, and he didn't understand that if you give in to your lust, right, you only destroy. Which is what Scar did. He was like, look at all this meat. Now Mustafa and the man understood. You can't just yam up everything.
You need to hunt.
You hunt, but you take what you need. Yeah, and then just live your life. No, Scars wanted to be full belly blood.
When the Simba come back, there's hardly no animals.
There's nothing left.
All the lions are starving. And
Because it was out of balance. Because you become insatiable. You've not applied balance. And what does the scripture speak about balance, man? Opposed balance is an abomination to the Lord. Esau don't have no balance. That's why 1% of the population has 99% of the wealth. There's no balance there.
there's no need for it. There's absolutely no need for it.
And in the end, you will always fail when you have no oppressive regime lasts forever. Because eventually it will crumble in on itself. We weren't designed to be so imbalanced. There has to be a little bit of give and take.
Why we know the fact that wickedness exists. No, the Lord's going to destroy it. No wicked kingdom just lives on.
It's
It never happened.
This captivity is done for a purpose, right? We've done a lot. Right? We understand the depths of the evilness and where it causes it, because we suffered by it.
And Esau knows. The worst thing, I was listening to these I listened to a lot of these deep level economists, and he said, listen, man knew that if you have a world reserve, as a country, if you develop a world reserve currency, it does destroy your country. It's just that a lot of men are going to make a lot of money along the way. And that is literally America, because when you have a reserve currency, right, what ends up happening is what made you strong as a nation in the first place has to get sidelined. What made America strong? Manufacturing. But when you become the world reserve currency, you can't be a manufacturer no more because you export your currency. You don't no longer export goods, which is why America became what it became. It became export currency, bring in products. But what does that do? It makes you weak. But they knew that. They knew that that's what happens. You know? Yeah.
Because even when it comes down to this war at the moment, when you're looking at a lot of the high-end, the supply chain for their high-end missiles and stuff like that.
Rare earth.
Minerals, the main suppliers are all in China. So it's like
China, even more so than the minerals themselves, they could actually control the what's the word? Processing. They have most of the because you can get the minerals, but you also need to process it. Most of the processing factories for rare earth minerals are in China, and it takes ages to build and make these things.
Because the thing is, when you look at the word rare earth,
it's not actually that they're hard to find. It's like they're they're hard to get, hard to
And then
extract.
you have to process them.
Yeah, to the point where they might as well be rare because
Like Greenland.
yeah,
If they're Greenland got, but they're not easy to get to. They're under the ice.
Or refined.
Yeah, and then once you get them, like I said, China has a stranglehold on actually refining these things to make them usable.
Well, yeah, it's sort of like when you look at TSMC in Taiwan, right? The one that makes the chips and everything like that. It's like other countries have silicon too, but no one else can change that silicon into microchips in the way that TSMC can. Right, and that as well, it's like it's all about like where it's located. There's a lot of geography there. Something about how I think it's like the tectonics or whatever. You have to because you're working at such a minute level, like vibrations going through your shit off.
They don't do it in Japan.
Can I read this? Yeah. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 8 says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood.
And then the worst thing about it, yeah, they've spoiled these Edomites through America and the West have spoiled these nations. So these rich Edomite families can run away with the money. Then they'll turn around and boost up some bookie politician, fucking Bandulu politician, TV personality done, and get him to tell you that China stole your money.
Yeah.
It's insane. And you're like, bro,
Yeah, well, like blaming migrants.
migrants and Chinese people stole your money, bro. No, these big corporations stole you all the money, bro. They're the ones running away with it. Like, not some guy in a sweatshop in China, bro. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's it.
You think these Edomites sent all the manufacturing over to China to become poorer? No, you became poorer because they fired you out of the factory. The owners of Apple and that got richer. What are you talking about, man? What we talking about?
When you there are certain things that China, like for instance in China, like owning property. You're not really. I mean, you can, but it's like this idea of just hoarding property.
Yeah,
they don't
see
really
it as an investment.
Yeah, they're not. You're
Homes
not
are for
allowed to-
living.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like you look at there's something like 90% plus ownership rates in China, right? So at least you know if you're through, at least you got your yard, didn't it? But then also it's one of the things I was thinking about why Chinese airline, the government supposedly subsidizes Chinese airlines, right? Because what China's trying to do is like, hey, come over. See how much shit your country is.
Oh, people do healthcare now. They fly over
Yeah.
to China to get
cheaper.
healthcare and everything.
Yeah.
It's better. Like, to be honest with you, it's better because America is the great whore. And they present themselves as being the land of opportunity. And it is. It's the land of opportunity for the biggest devils. It's dog eat dog. And the scum rises to the top. And it's all about who can be the best oppressor. Because the man's on their way up, don't care about no one else. If for me to get that yacht, yeah, if I gotta crush you and your family into nothing, then that's the American way. It's capitalism. You know, I pull myself up by the bootstraps. Everyone in America is their own mini oppressor or wants to be an oppressor, so they could boast themselves against the poor. They got no sense. Sorry, they got no sense of, oh, we're in this together. They got no real sense of caring about no one else. No, we just want to live in the Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So, however, that's what Styles speak. Really, hip hop represents America more than people think. And make no mistake, that's why now they're even using hip hop for the White House fucking propaganda. Because when you hear Styles P and that saying, do what you gotta do as long as it's getting you shit, you think that's a niggerology. That's actually an Edomology.
It's the wine of Esau.
The food industry proves that. Brother's telling you. Niggas is literally saying, yo, this is poison and it's addictive.
It tastes sweet.
We can run with this. And I could get my yacht off this, bro. I could live in fucking Monaco off this.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Like you know, Teflon, non-stick. They knew from the 40s that there was toxic.
Yep.
They knew, like the whole eating fat, like, you know, butter and milk and that will clog your arteries. They knew from the Heart Foundation that was bullshit.
Can I touch on that real quick? Because Esau likes to push this idea of quote trust the science.
Yeah. And even those metrics on the science experiment that they did, it was based on like a hyper controlled, unrealistic group.
Exactly.
Even the cigarettes, they made a movie about.
It's cigarette.
That's it. Yeah, no, but that's the point because they make it seem like science is
It's absolute.
It's absolute, but it's what they don't really, what a lot of people don't really understand is for it to be science, it has to be published and peer reviewed, right? But these man are the ones paying the
Yeah.
people that are doing the peer review,
Exactly.
and we
bribery.
and
The
bribery,
tabernacles of
exactly.
bribery. Bro.
And we saw that during the CV where you had doctors. They came out, they were like, look,
Trust the
X,
science.
Y, Z, X. But the real ones that actually were broken
Oh,
it
yeah.
down. They was
They
like,
were like, get out of here.
they're like, get out of it. And if they did want to publish a paper, guess what will happen, right? If they don't, if they don't toe the line, they lose their funding, which then means they actually can't do any research. Which so once again, they built a system. They call it science, but that system is very controlled, such that the only science that comes out is the science that they approve.
Yeah, it's the same with history. Historians, you know, we've read certain books and that these men are ridiculed, but they went and lived, you know, with tribes and, you know, different types of people, whatever, and studied, right, and got real information on that. But they say, oh yeah, it's just one fringe door. Yeah,
If you tell the lies of the Holocaust, your book's gonna be a bestseller. They'll make sure of it.
you can come against it now.
And then when Esau gets his science wrong, you know what he does? Has a fund that pays off people who sue, and they give people
already
going
made
for
more
it.
money anyway.
It's like it's cheaper to pay off fines than for the truth to come out.
So what's the nigga, man? Hey, wait, they had that track, man. What did man say? I knew the effects of hatred, the virus. Still pushing on my black, no slacking on my shift. Man's think, oh, them niggas is wicked, man. They knew crack was fucked up. Yeah, they did. But Esau lives like that. That's his whole industry. They got whole industries where they're destroying people and making money off it, and they know this destroying the people.
Monsanto's and
But all that matters is you get to that status, and once you got that status, you're clean. You're clean. There's no stigma attached to you. That's why they can talk bad about the EBT people, EBT, and people look at them as criminals, but Elon Musk isn't.
well,
You know what I mean? He's just a good dude.
These guys are so rich, they think they're untouchable because they're away from everybody else. They think they fucked up.
They are untouchable.
You know,
They don't
you know?
think they're
They say they
untouchable.
got somewhere or whatever. They just think like, you know, who cares? Who cares about these dudes? I'm over here now.
They're absolutely untouchable because the power structure is with them. They're juiced in with the power structure. That's why they can get a presidential pardon, even if shit comes out and it gets deep. They could just give him a little presidential pardon and it's all good. It's demonic, man. Esau's system, man, he's a beast.
Back in Habakkuk 2, verse 8, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant people shall spoil thee because of men's blood for the violence of the land of the city of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that converteth an evil confessionist to his house, that he may set his nest on high.
That's the first world mentality. Esau set his nest on high through an evil covetousness. Because there's nothing wrong with seeing something, okay, I like that, can I buy it? No, that's the Esau wants it. He wanted it bad. He raped you with it. He raped me with it, man. And that's what he did throughout the world. He just went around the world, taking. Africa's so big, he said, fuck it, man. I'm going to do the whole thing. The whole Africa, South America.
World tour.
He did a world tour, just stealing resources, destroying people, undermining them. And then they sit here in the countries here and they go, oh, they're third worlders. And they make it look like those countries are the way they are just because they're born that way. Like, it's just genetics. Like, they didn't have no input on the way these countries are, and they still don't. As if that's not what their agents of the CIA and all these guys are doing, undermining nations, making sure that they make sure that the people in control of them nations always serve them. And in return, those people get blessed. That's why you will see the Ugandan president's son in a Lamborghini and thing. Yeah, of course. The man them in, and it's no different. When they went to Mexico and they conquered Mexico, they didn't just kill all the elites that were already there in Mexico. They took some of the elites, married into them, and used them to control the rest of the people. So they kept sort of like a position. So that's why you can go to all these third world countries and there's going to be a small group of people there that are nice, and they send their sons and daughters over here to London and they're balling out. They're in Lamborghinis. Meanwhile, their countries, like, there's man over there, women have just got to sell panani for like 10 cents, man, because it's peak over there. They don't. Them man are over here in Lamborghinis. But if they start doing things to help those people and transferring wealth away from Esau's system back into their own people, beer shut on fire. Them man are gonna. Hey, Trump said, man, send bare weapons to Iran. Them man are gonna send bare AK, bare bomb. They're gonna fund, man, and they're gonna get you up out of there and put in another guy that's afraid to die. But don't worry about it. We'll give you money and you can continue the racket. That's how the game's being run right now.
Psalm 58 and 1 to 2. Oh, that's a good one. Do you indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do you speak uprightly, O you sons of men? Yea, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth.
Yeah, violence. Esau is the war monkey. Don't let him convince you all that slander they put on Jake, make it look like we're the war monkeys. Even in Jamaica, go do your research on Jamaica. Jamaica was one of the most peaceful places with the lowest crime rate. Don't let them lie to you. Jamaica was one of the most peaceful. Talk to our old school yardie. Talk to the man that's all 90 years old about all of Jamaica. Even a lot of places in Jamaica still like that. If you go into the country, them man are all good peoples. Jamaica that you hear about with the yardies and all them and a beer shot and all that stuff, that all goes back to when the Siaga and them man when they were joining on with Russia, and America said, nah, fuck that. So they sent in CIA, they started funding sectarian violence between the two political parties and pumping weapons in, which destroyed the Jamaican tourism. Because everyone's like, right, there's bear shot firing in Jamaica. So it killed the tourism at that time. But where did the guns come from? The guns came from the CIA. So they were funding that, they were funding the drugs, right? And then on top of that, they got they got my man to sign on to bear loans from the IMF, yeah, so that they can always keep Jamaica in their pocket to keep them impoverished. And then the poverty and the guns and the CIA just drove to the point where you get these gangs now, which birthed out of that system. It wasn't something that just happened by itself. Esau had his hand in creating that extreme violence that made Kingston, the murder capital of the world. But if you listen to Esau, it was just,
That's just how they're born.
it was just what niggas. It just was like that.
Maybe
No, Esau had a hand in it, man.
Yeah. So it's up, maybe they're born with it. I see. So
Because it weakened them, and then the politicians down there get their kickbacks for helping that system, that flourish.
you mentioned something I was going to say before as well. It's Esau uses credit as a weapon, right? So, like for instance, when you see a lot of the infrastructure, whatever projects that these Western countries are doing, right, a lot of that is paid for by credit, right? Because they've got what's referred to as a AAA credit rating from Moody's or whatever, what have you, so that they can come in and take billions of dollars in loans and be able to do stuff with it. Whereas if you are a small country, you can't take that kind of money. And the thing is, if you look at that model, that's the same model all the way down to when you're average man. So as
You get higher rates.
yeah, you get a higher rate. Like there, if you've got I forgot because you got the highest tier wealth management banking. Well, you're seeing loans for your mortgage rates,
Who
rather.
couldn't make that work? Oh, you think I couldn't borrow 1 billion at like 0.01% and flip that up easy? Flip that one time. They might make it look like it's hard. It's not hard. But if obviously
They always say that the first meeting is the hardest to make. The meeting after it's easier.
yeah, they're getting the thing. I could just set up a bank with that money and start lending out the money at 30%. Like how these even if you flop on some of the loans, bro, you can 30%, you'll make back enough to pay the things. Yeah, it's bullshit, man. We're talking about the UK, the mortgage situation, because a lot of these men in UK are down bad. And it's like they're saying that if you can redo your mortgage, 5% is if you're good. So a lot of them are so down bad now that they're not going to give you the 5%. They'll push you off. But if you can't make it, the next best thing is like 7-8%. It's like how? So you're saying man struggling. You're saying you don't want to give man 5% because you're thinking they're struggling to pay. And then so what you're going to offer them is 7%. Give them 8%.
I've always I fully had it, brother knows, family member. Old HMAC bank, and it was because of Blaze. Floyd. Like a family member that tried to do the whole your own tax. Basically giving it to a damn lawyer, but the damn lawyer wasn't filing it, right? So basically, every day you pay a pound of interest. And I told the family about it when it was $3 grand, and they ignored it for years and went to 9 grand. eventually I had to step in and manage it. So I'm on the phone to the HMRC, and they did like a calculation of your bills, how much you spend and how much you pay. And basically, if they calculate the outgoings you got, and
That's because of the way we're gonna have to
yeah,
come close.
so basically, if they calculate the outgoings you got and you can't pay a certain amount, they won't allow you to pay it off, which means you're still getting daily accrued fucking interest. So then I said, basically, you're saying the person can't pay because of how they manage their money and their finances. So how are they going to pay this back? They said, basically, you got to just charge it. And if you get money in the future, then you can do a payment plan. So eventually I had to call back, lie about the finances, and set up a payment plan. So I said, you niggas was going to leave this shit to accumulate to 15 grand. If they can't pay 9, how? That's Esau for you. Daily interest.
People don't realize that the whole financial system and the financial system is made complicated for a reason, because they don't want you to be able to take them to court, put them in jail. That's why most men don't know what a credit default swap is. The whole system is basically one scam after the other, and these men make bank off these scamming the world, basically stealing the increase of that which is not his. They create a financial system that's set up to be able to steal from everyone else.
Quick one.
Yeah.
This is Proverbs 28:8. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor.
Oh, because what's going to end up happening is these tyrannical Edomites, they're going to lose it. And we're seeing it. They don't think it. They think they're winning right now. Oh, the oil, they're playing the markets. But man, see these men playing the market, using war to play the markets. And Twitter, man. It's crazy. Man's coming out and plugged Palantir the other day with the PLTR in the statement. I said, oh, thanks to Palantir, PLTR. I'm like, God damn, this is crazy. Man's pumping the stocks here in a tweet. They're taking a piss. Insider trading, all this stuff is just happening in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Broad daylight. Now, you don't get none of it. You don't get access to it, but they do. They might want to talk about DEI. They want to talk about making life fair. How is it fair? It's never been fair. It's an insider thing. And the insiders and the plants get it easy. When you're a plant and you're an insider, it ain't about working hard. And it's never been about that. And Edomites know that. They want to talk about some fucking DEI, man. And I was watching a comedy skit the other day about posh boys in Hackney pretending that they're against the rich, and then behind closed doors, it's like, oh, did you get that job? Did Daddy put in a good word? Like, yeah. It's like, why are we pretending that these Edomites say the whole of Trump's cabinet is DEI? Hegseth is a fucking Fox News presenter, bro. How did he become the flipping Department of War? What? So they weren't no properly qualified general and diplomat. Someone that's been a diplomat and been a general in order to do that office. A motherfucker that's been on Fox News talking like fucking what's his name? You might as well put Piers Morgan in there. And that ain't DEI. All these men are DEI. They're all men that's been plugged in and given positions they don't deserve. And that probably ain't even doing the job they're telling you they're doing. There's next man behind them that's cleaning up after them. Like Elon Musk and all these guys. Oh, he's a genius. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's an idiot, man. This guy got autism or something.
You see his body type. He's like a ghost. I don't know.
I don't know shit about rockets, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. A rocket scientist, he is not.
Bro,
I can promise you that. And he's not a software engineer either.
Bro, he's a clone. Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't think he's human.
These guys have just been put into a position, right? And it's easy when you got help from the rest of the system, right? It's very easy. Now you might say about his companies get attacked by the SEC. That's all part of the game too. Look at Ripple.
The illusions.
It's an illusion. They already know when that case is going to end on what date. Amazon got attacked by the SEC, but we know what Amazon is.
Oh, but Zuckerberg's always doing Senate committee hearings.
They know exactly. They knew what questions they're going to be asked before they even go in. It's all a theater.
Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight.
The whole financial system is based upon funny money, man, that they get to print and control so they can steal. And that's basically what it is. That's what it is. That real money is supposed to be real assets, and in the kingdom of heaven, that's what it's gonna be. Real money is gonna be real assets, gold, silver, cattle, whatever it is. It's got to be real. We're not just gonna make it up out of thin air, and there ain't gonna be no world reserve currency. There's no need for that. This gold is gold.
And this is part of the reason why Esau's been able to advance his technology so fast, because of all this money he's printing out of fucking nowhere. Because you need money to do all this stuff. You need money to produce to project your power. And that's the one thing the king we ain't gonna need. We ain't gonna need money to project power because we're just gonna be the power. We're not gonna need to raise money to make sure we got missiles and all these because we don't need that stuff. So all this money that's being spent on war, it's not needed.
Economize currency, so they're just over there suffering. Take all their resources for cheap and make them have to buy back the shit from you expensive, and just have man over there suffering and going over there buying punani for a penny and shit. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah. Go, sorry.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
We laugh, but that's what it's like. Yeah, mildew. Yeah, yeah. We laugh, but it's like honestly, when you look at some of the things that like you go to certain parts of the world where you can basically like that £1, that person was on $1 a day before anyway. So you're giving them $5 to get the box. You thinking you're getting a great deal, but Esau's created that world.
So then that shows you that they could go over there. These millionaires go over there and take the piss out of the country. They could bribe whoever, and it's cheap.
Well, you put that over there in Thailand. You know that food we talk about.
Oh yeah.
That's scraps. That's a dish. You know why they exist? It trickles down to Esau.
Yeah. No one should have to be fucking eating out of rubbish.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, and then Esau goes which is beautiful. It's beautiful that Esau's being called out more and more because, like, for instance, there was that guy, whether it was in Thailand or Vietnam, but he was Edomite, was going over there just basically being disrespectful. He was like, oh yeah, basically I can just fuck who I want to fuck or whatever, what have you.
And he's calling them dogs.
Dogs, yeah.
You know that one Edomite that's in the UK as well. It's the same guy, innit? Like he like goes around to like areas and he's got a guard and he always triggers people. Right. Like, oh, look at these. He got a migrant up in their face. Oh, look at them.
That's criminals. One. Yeah. But basically, he ended up getting kicked out of the country, man. You know, more and more people are starting to realize that. Nah, actually, Esau, you are the problem. Yeah, you
don't respect nobody.
Yeah, you go over there just to exploit. Like, let's be real. As a man, as men, someone coming over and just dealing with your women is disrespectful. It's a violation. And those, certain of them, what you call, be weak in that.
Dealing with your boy.
Man.
Oh, let's not forget about that. There's a documentary in Brazil. They got a lot of them lady boys in Brazil too. Yeah. And when it was in BBC, and the Edomite said to the guy, so what type of, these boys were like 12. They were like 12, 13, and they were all, you know what I mean, lady boyed out. Yeah, and the man said like, yo, like, who's your clients? I said, people that look like you. Yeah, ain't Jay. Niggas ain't going on holiday to bang no 30-year-old boy. That's you, Edomites, man. And it's obviously you might say, oh, that's crazy, but these people live in situations where there's no welfare system, and they live in a country where, listen, man, it's all about the rich. Like if you look at Brazil, go look up the top 10 richest families in Brazil and come back to me. And you'll see where they come, where they play, and if they, the Mourinho ones, where they play and if they play. That's heritage. Yeah. They're all flipping Germans and Edomites from Portugal, and they're rich as hell, and they're just making all the money, and then they got all the subclass, and some of them man down there are down bad, so they turn to prostitution, and it's not just the women. The boys turn to prostitution too to survive, and Esau goes over there, have a good time, and then come back over here. Oh, I went to Brazil, mate. Party fucker, yo. Yeah, man.
The market exists because of Esau. Like, you know what I mean? He's really fucking with the boys like that. It's Esau.
It's Esau.
You know? And so, yeah, Esau's willing to pay.
I had a manager that used to go over to Thailand regular.
So it's got to be suspicious of these types of dudes, man.
Kind of tight on their own and shit. The suitcase. They got a husband over there. Remember there was a one BBC program, the guy took his son. Because when he went over there, he fell in love with the lady boy. And then he left his wife, innit? And then he like over here. And then his son was confused. So he took his son over there to show him the life. And his son was ended up with a lady boy too. He was like, yeah, this is, he's showing this is what you can do. Yo, these Edomites are some arts here, boys.
And that's what I think his husband's doing right now, bro.
No,
Chris
yeah,
knows.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we told you about the right wingers.
Yeah.
We told you these right wing Edomites are just in the closet. That's it. There's no difference. The difference between a right wing Edomite and a left wing Edomite is one of them is in the light and one of them is in the dark.
That's it.
Simple. They're all a bunch of
In the
freaky.
closet, out the closet.
Every other day they're getting caught with dogs and animals and child porn and all sorts, man. They're demons, man. So
This is
Got
James,
one after you.
this is James 5 from the top. And the title is Misuse of Riches. And it says, Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
yeah, and they ain't come upon them yet because the rich are winning. Man need to realize that the rich ain't lost. Whenever you hear a country is going down bad, just know that someone is benefiting from that.
Oh, remember Halliburton, was it? After Iraq?
Right. Even in the UK right now, the one guy was breaking it down. He was like, listen, you might think things are bad for you in the UK, but it's not bad for the elites. They're not noticing all this shit because they're making more money because you're the one, they're the ones that sell you
Life's
all
getting
this
better
shit.
for them.
They're good.
Oh, someone said that's like, how is it when oil went up, price of oil went up, the price went up immediately. But then when it dropped by 16%,
It's delayed.
Well, these Edomites are consolidating wealth. You know, the wealth
Europe
gap is
spent.
growing.
Yeah.
They're not hurt. They're not going to the supermarket like, oh, the prices are too high.
The supermarket comes to them. They are the supermarket.
Rishi Sunak, someone asked him, what's the price of a loaf of bread? He was like, man's a billionaire, man. You think, man, it matters if the bread's £20 a loaf. Like, he's selling them £20 loaf bread.
Yeah.
Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten.
The riches are corrupted because they weren't gained through righteousness. They're ill-gotten gains. And that's why Esau, when you break it down in the law, Esau's cooked because according to the law, right, when you steal, you don't just pay back what you stole. It don't work like that. You can't. If I steal this brother's jacket and it's worth a certain amount of money, I need to give man back maybe 5-7 times the worth of that jacket. So then guess what? If I don't have the peace for that, that's why you would go into slavery, which is why Esau going into slavery for 1,000 years, mans might think, oh, that's crazy. You don't seem to understand that you gotta calculate what you stole, but then there's something called ill-gotten gains. So Esau, if you go and a drug deal, these drug dealers, right? When they're doing their drug dealing and then they use the money to do this and do that, yeah. When the feds come in, they take everything. They call it ill-gotten gains. But oh yeah, but this was my business on the no, but you took the money from the crack and you put it into the business and you put it into your woman's business. So now we need to take all of these assets because it's known as ill-gotten gains. Well, guess what? Everything Esau has is ill-gotten gains. The capital for the Industrial Revolution came from slavery and from the conquering the East India Company, stealing from all these different lands. And they took that capital and put it into a new venture. Then they put it into a new venture. And they put it into a new venture. It's all ill-gotten gains. But guess what? Let's break it down. Now you owe 7 times what you have.
Well, it's like Bob was saying, you know, with the 9 grand thing. If they would have let it accumulate more and more, how would they have ever paid it back?
You can't. It's like the amount of money you owe. They talk about reparations. The amount of money you owe us, you don't have. You would have to give us everything you have, but you still owe us more. Which is why the Bible says you have to go into slavery because that is a judgment. If you couldn't pay back your debt in the law, you have to go into slavery to pay back that.
This is why you shouldn't defer payment.
But this is why you shouldn't steal.
Yes, that's right.
This is why you shouldn't steal, because when you steal, you put yourself into debt. But not just the debt of what you stole, it's really 7 times more. Maybe double, depending, because there's certain instances where it might be double or whatever. Depends what it is. So Esau, that's why you're gonna lose everything. We're gonna take everything you have, but then it ain't gonna be enough. You still need to now work off a whole bunch of assets, bro.
Yep.
And we're gonna make sure you work it off. You're gonna be working. You're gonna be the DEI.
No obesity no more. They can be working.
Fucking joke shit, man. No, remember when he came into office, he was pushing all this DEI. Anything happened if a black man was involved, see, it's DEI. Now these men are fucking up the war. You don't hear no one talking about XF being DEI. all these mistakes that man are making, yeah. You don't see man saying
No,
DEI.
they're not mistakes. They're planned. Planned.
Or the 4D chess.
Yeah, 4D chess.
Yeah. It's all 5D and 8D, yeah, when it comes to Esau fucking up. But when it's Jake, see, he shouldn't have had the job. How did he get the job? Was he qualified?
If that was still, what was that Jake, man? What was the Jake that used to be the Jake that used to be like head of the military or some shit like that, man?
Oh, how?
Yeah, if that was power and
when
this
he came
happened,
in.
oh
Well,
man.
even the last girl in the last, well, fuck her, she's a demon. Remember, he had the black girl with the afro,
Yeah.
and she was lying for Biden every day. Yeah, they were getting on her. So what about this new white bitch, bro? She didn't like, bro. She didn't getting caught out.
She's
There.
been burying them though. Everyone is supposed to doing the same shit.
She just lying, like. Oh,
Grab
man.
this. Job 20 and 15. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again.
That's it.
The Most High shall cast them out of his belly.
These elites, yeah, everything they own, all their assets that are worth anything, we're gonna have possession of it, and them, and they're gonna be put to work, which they ain't worked in a minute. But guess what, man? You better get them calluses. You better get them calluses going.
Work.
You know what I mean? Like, you know when you got them supple hands. I ain't got hands like my dad. My dad's got them rough hands, man, because he's been working with his hands, bro. Me, I got soft, supple hands. I ain't worked with my hands in a long time. So my hands are for touching women, man. So if I go to do some hard work, man, start getting pain, you know. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't got listen, I got soft, gentle, delicate hands. Yeah. It's true. It's true. You just like if you from the West, you got delicate feet. You know when we was on that, I used to live on the islands, bro. My feet were rough, man. Man's outside, barefoot bears. Yeah. Now, if I walk barefoot, man, man, bare tender foot, bro. If you walk on some concrete, you're hurt, man. Yeah. But these Edomites have been living a soft life, bro.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be working hard in the kingdom, man. So they're gonna have to get their calluses up, man.
Isaiah 14 and 2 said, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
You're gonna rule over you. You're gonna have to do what we tell you to do. We're gonna be putting you to work, man. Because we got infrastructure to build.
That's it. It's a lot. I always think about it's like, man, because in the kingdom we gonna have spiritual power, right?
Yeah.
And we could manifest the kingdom. But where's the fun in that? You know, it's like we could get this done quickly, but no, you need to work.
There's no need to rush. There's no need to rush. But the thing is, the beauty of life is to live it.
Exactly.
To see your enemy suffer. It's a part of it.
But it's still the beauty of life. Is okay. The beauty when you make wine, part of the beauty is the process, bro. If you just instant, and that's what Esau wants. If you just instant everything, that takes a lot of the actual gratification. Instant house, like
because there was
and we all kind of experience that. You know, the world kind of experience it because they get things on a quick these days, and no one, you know, nothing's ever like nothing's treasured or there's no importance to it no more.
Yeah, you can't just instant everything like it just gets mad.
because that was what I think that video. I forgot whether it was you. It was going into people dopamine, and they was actually talking about how the dopamine is getting to the destination, not necessarily the destination in itself, which is why you get a lot of business owners, for example, who feel like, yes, I finally sold my business, and then they just crash afterwards because it was like it wasn't about selling the business that was the joy. It was doing it, and then they just basically have a crisis of confidence after because it's like, well, I've done it now.
Where's that horticulture?
Yeah.
Growing a plant and the patience and the time and the care it takes, and then you get to that point, the whole process is enjoyable, man.
Yeah.
Like when my orchids blooms, man, I'm happy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Esau's gonna have work in the kingdom, man, and we're gonna build up a proper kingdom, man. Everything's gonna be properly done. Not like Esau's kingdom, man. All bullshit, man.
The whole fertilizer issue. Because really, in the ancient world, there was maybe we had certain things, but one of the things that was important was the land Sabbath, right? But because Esau, once again, on the instant thing, because he don't like to wait, he just wants to work a land to the point where it dies, and therefore he needs fertilizer, and then he also needs pesticides. Because when you look at the weeds are actually a very important part of the Most High's design, right? Because weeds have like longer roots that go deeper into the soil to bring nutrients up. So when you're seeing weeds and you're therefore needing insecticide, that's the Lord's way of telling you, yo, this land is shit. The land is fucked up. Let it rest. But Esau doesn't do that, right? He just, oh, okay, cool. And then now there's a fertilizer shortage and a famine on the way.
Because the system is supposed to be designed to be a natural system. You can do that. You can design a natural. There's plenty of land on. There's plenty of arable land to get it done. But Esau, man, it's a demon, man. That's really what it comes down to. He ain't the guy, man. He's Amorim. So you got a fire. He's a DEI hire. He needs to be fired. Like, and I'm, the real type of fire. You know what I mean?
Back in James 5:3, it says, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud.
Right? They've defrauded our people, man. Going back to so-called Negroes in America, man, they've been defrauded, man. They haven't received of the work that they've done in America, and at every turn they've sought to diminish their wealth, redlining and all these different things, because they don't want Jake to do well. They want Jake to be dependent. They want Jake to be on EBT.
Yeah.
Because when you an impoverished people is a dependent people, is a weak people. They want you to be weak. They don't want you to be strong.
They want you to fight for it. That's why when the mark of the beast comes out, you're gonna want it.
Yeah, they want you to
be
be desperate, man. They don't want people to be strong and to be. They say about sovereign and freedom, and they don't believe in all that. They want you to be dependent on them.
Subjugate.
They want you to be subjugated underneath them, man.
And that's what the pyramid on the back of the bill's all about.
Because that's how they can buy a nigga cheap.
Esau's a pimp. He's a pimp.
Oh, a pimp. What does a pimp do? And the funny thing is, what does a pimp do to a bitch? No one will ever love you. Yeah, they psychologically break the bitch down, to the point where it's like, I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing on my own.
And then when a simp tries to save the pimp, and the pimp finds out, he beats the shit out of the pimp. Bitch, I need you on them corners.
But that's what they do to Jake.
That's what
They tell Jake, look, you're dumbed down, you're low IQ, you can't do nothing without me. You couldn't have your own country. Look at the all black countries over there. Look how fucked they are. That's how you would be without me. It's the same concept. You break a man down, break a bitch down.
Because I remember, I forgot. He's a. I think it was this one, but it was like a famous pimp or whatever. One of the things that he said he would do, beat her.
Then I love her. Then treat her nice.
Yeah, but then he would then run her a bath, clean her up, and all of that sort of stuff.
Nobody cares, but I care.
Psychological fuckery, man. A lot of it is the same concept, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Esau's a demon, man.
Yeah, the pimp will go and pay for her nails. It's still like these niggas get little benefits or tax return.
But then he's caking.
Yeah.
He's caking off. It ain't caking. It ain't got nothing, man. And then they got the nerve to talk about, see, they get welfare. We've already paid the reparations. Pussy, you ain't paid nothing yet. Because that reparations ain't doing nothing. EBT, it's just for paying for food, man. And that money's going back to you. It's going to Walmart and them, man.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them businesses were hurt when there was the talk about EBT not being paid.
It's going straight back to Walmart and the government, because the government getting taxed off that too.
Yeah.
So get the hell out of here.
It says, by fraud, crying, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Lord of the armies, man. The Lord hears the cry of the poor, man. The injustices that's happening in the earth, man. They're balling the people that they're under, man. And Esau don't give a damn, but he's gonna care.
Grab this real quick. This is
So Revelations
real quick. This is Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
The righteous are in authority because the righteous man is gonna rule by law, right? And the law is not oppressive. The law is not oppression, right? And the law represents love, right? Love worketh no ill to love is the keeping of the law, and love worketh no ill to his neighbor. This is the same man who tell you how much he loved women. He's a champion for women, came up with a fucking strategy to get women to smoke cigarettes. And the strategy was reverse psychology. Don't let your man tell you can't smoke.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, bitch, cancer. Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. Both those doctors were actually
Recommending cigarettes.
recommending
Yeah.
cigarettes.
And this is the guy that loves women. He convinced them who smoked cigarette. Now they're coughing up their lungs and dying.
Yeah, like bro, I was at when I was doing the first aid, right? Bro, this dude in there, his wife has one lung because of the smoke.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Nah, that's
lung.
Esau.
She can't run. She can't do nothing. She said any physical. She got one lung.
That's crazy. And that's Esau. He's the great champion for women. He's not no champion for no women. He's a demon. He's a sex trafficker. So this whole thing has to be destroyed, man. Yeah, when the righteous are in rulership, we're gonna make sure that there's justice, make sure that there's law. And that's what people need. They just think everyone don't need to be rich. You just need things to be fair, like to not be stolen from, to not be murdered. You know what I mean? To not be defrauded.
You can build, so that if you do work hard, you can reap the fruits of your benefits.
So some prick can't come and shoot you up and take your land.
That's it.
Like Esau. You know what I mean? When the wicked are in rule, all you're gonna get is injustice, man.
Yeah.
Unreasonable behavior. You're gonna be on CNN looking crazy, trying to explain to a guy why he shouldn't be blowing up babies. Yeah, but the baby Hezbollah.
He had a gun in his hand.
Yeah, the one guy showed the picture of the kid with an AK, and it's like, so basically the guy was actually in Gaza. And man's like, but you're killing like children in Gaza. Man's like, what children in Gaza? Let me show you. And he goes, I took this picture from my house in Gaza, and it was a picture of like a 12-year-old with an AK like this, and it's like, that doesn't mean
that's every American in the South.
This is my point. You know how many man's got AKs? Like, I know a man that from Pakistan. The man would show me a picture in his house in Pakistan. They got an AK on the, you know what I mean? Like, man, Jay, pose with the gun. That's the American way.
Exactly. We should be like one with them.
So blow him up. Like.
You can have a gun, but they can't.
Then you could blow them up. You could kill the children. This is so. How are you gonna reason with someone like that?
But it's like the same thing, you. But
I fucking hate this.
it's the same thing. It's like you break into a man's house and he shoots you. It's death. And the kid's got an AK. Fair enough, but you go into his house. He's got a gun.
Bro, you might need to do your 12 hours, and this nigga's in your garden, looking around. Oh yeah, I'm moving in. What do you mean you're moving in? Nigga hijack. Yeah, but if I don't do someone else,
during the Nakba, mine said when they stole the house, blood, the pita bread was still hot. The naan was hot. Man's Marjay was in there cooking up the naan bread, and they just come and took the house. The naan's there, blood. So man got a meal with it.
And guess what? He fucking ate it that same. He ate it.
He's damn sure. He's wearing the underwear and everything.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Weirdos. These men are serious.
You know what, Bubba Shah, can we read into Job 24?
And then you complain about it, and the whole world knows it's wrong, but there's nothing you could do. And this is the thing. You know that, like the Epstein thing. The Epstein thing, remember, this isn't nothing new. You had the Franklin report, which exposed all that. Pizzagate led to this as well. You got the Mark Dutroux case in Europe, one of the biggest pedophile scandals, right? That got released through WikiLeaks. This is nothing new. The issue is that this is happening, and what actually happens off the back of it? Nothing. They're literally showing you in your face, listen, we can expose all this information and tell you to your face, no one's getting arrested.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna tell you.
Charge it. And that's what they're saying. Like, we're pedophiles. Charge it.
Charge it.
Next. So Manor Barlin released the Epstein files. Okay, so they released the files. What now? The man who has to prosecute you.
He's also, he's also.
And then there's the thing, like, no one could be arrested, but what, nobody? Like,
no one? Bro, man came out and said,
nobody's guilty for
we've seen the files, and based upon what we've seen in the files, there's no investigations that we can do. That was it.
It was just Epstein.
So the man didn't listen. He's telling you, look, bro, look, man, it don't matter what you read in there. You could see a picture of man spit roasting the 6-year-old, on fire. We've already told you there's nothing there to investigate. It's 1984. So shut up, make a meme out of it, and move on. And that's all
it's become,
Epstein thing is a meme now. It's not a serious thing it's not a serious thing because it's all on purpose. That's why they brought it out and had man coming out with the boards and all this shit. Because they letting the people know, listen, we're doing all this wicked shit, but there's really nothing you can fucking do about it. You have no power as a citizen. You're just a peon. Now, if you were doing it and we wanted to do something about you, you'd be cooked. Don't let no files come out and I'm selling drugs. You're cooked immediately. They're gonna come to your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing.
Exactly.
We got
They
the
could have
files.
got you at home, but nah, they made sure they wanted a spectacle. So you got that.
It's the book of Psalm 43 and 1. Judge me, O Most High, and plead my cause against ungodly nation. O deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man.
Deceitful and unjust. You ain't gonna get no justice in this society, man. You ain't gonna get no. What's her name? What's that bush about that cackling bitch that they use as a peon? Kamala, the peon, and she's living life good, by the way. Oh, we lost, Joe. She was meant to lose. She gets the benefits now. She's just going around drinking wine. She got money in her bank account. When you play the game, it don't matter if you win or lose. You get rewarded. Just like these idiots that they're firing. People think it's a bad thing for them. It's not. They've done their job. Bondi, dude, you've done your role. Even if your reputation is burnt, your reputation with who matters is good. Well done, my servant. Now they're gonna go get a nice little job over here and
write a book.
and write a book, whatever, and they'll be nice. Like, that's what I'm
With some surprisingly high book sales as well. It's like, who's reading this guy's book?
Spooky. Like the OnlyFans thing, like yeah. So that's what you gotta realize. Like nothing matters with these dudes. They're gonna do what they got to do. Man, they got the power. You're just a peon. What can you do? If this bitch was in LA, she fucked her way up to being what was she? The attorney general. Attorney general is the one that decides whether a case is prosecuted or not. The reason you become an attorney general, you can't become an attorney general unless you are an insider, unless you pledge the oath, because they need to know that when some shit happens, you can sweep it under the rug, and that's their job. Their job is, there's an elite pedophile there. Now we can't try that case. We ain't got enough. Oh, there's a random pedophile. Is he juiced? All right, we're gonna feed him to the beast to make it look like we do something. Oh, see, they arrested a pedophile, and there was 3 pedophiles, and they put them in jail. Yeah, them man were freelance. Them man were low-level dons.
Oh, it's like the T thing. The ones that get arrested, they were the freelancers, man. Right?
Everyone gets to come to the parliament.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how the game works. So that's why she was rewarded for her role. They said, "Oh, we got a gig for you." No one knew this bitch. She wasn't popular. How could she become vice president?
We did it, Joe.
She wasn't popular when she was running for president at that time. She did have horrible numbers. They said, "Oh, just okay. You're gonna become vice president. We got a job for you." That's all it was. And they know they can trust her to play the game because she's already been playing the game. She was saving the pedophiles in LA and prosecuting all the Jakes. Yeah, nigga comes across her desk. Yes. Yeah. Give that one the maximum. Yeah, get them out of here, man. Then the elite pedophile or elite comes in. Yeah, no about this one, man. Case. We ain't got enough.
Find the technicality.
We ain't got enough for that one. And then she gets bent over the table, and then it's over. That's how the game works everywhere. It's all corrupt. It's all wicked, and the poor always lose.
This is Job 24 reading
Isn't
NLT.
Netanyahu wanted by the fucking international court? Yeah, the man just walking around.
Yeah.
He's just walking around.
But because the thing is, the international court is in The Hague, in the Netherlands, and there is a law colloquially called the Hague Invasion Act, right, which basically says you can't try any American soldier or politician for war crimes, and Netanyahu is an extension of an American politician. Right, so if they were to do that, to actually arrest him, take him to The Hague, America will come and extract him.
And they got no way to enforce any of that. They ain't got an army and nothing like that. Yeah,
These people don't live by the rules, but I'm supposed to. So if I go and break laws now, I'm the worst guy.
Yeah.
If I go and shut up the place now, and rob a bank, I'm the bad guy. But they could do what they want. You see why it can't work. The hypocrisy is there. That's why Cartel told them are gangster. They're gangsters too. They just got the power that they're running shit, so they could get away with it. But the world's not supposed to be run by criminals, man. That's crazy.
Job 24 NLT from the top, and it says, "Why doesn't the Almighty bring the wicked to judgment? Why must the godly wait for him in vain? Evil people steal land by moving the boundary markers. They steal livestock and put them in their own pastures.
Yeah, that's what they do. So that's
So you know, you're reading that. I'm thinking of the precept. Was it Psalm 73?
yeah.
Because
So
it,
that understood.
yeah, until you understand the exactly.
Yeah. So they
the
went to the
end.
sanctuary, then you understand their end.
That's it. You know, because reason being, it's like that. That's a question. It's a question. A lot of Jake has, right? A lot of Jake is like, yo, like why? You know, they see what's going on in the world, and then like, yo, how is this going to continue?
Yeah.
You know, because it's like when they saw Elizabeth die. Gosh, when they saw Elizabeth Windsor die, right? Jake know everyone knows that she was doing a hell of a lot of wickedness, and then they're thinking that she just died and sent off into the sunset, if you will, right? But there is a judgment for these people to come, which is beautiful, you know.
Verse 3.
Hanging out just for
And it says, they take the orphan's donkey and demand the widow's ox as security for a loan.
Yeah, they strip you bare, you know, and then and take your last, bro. It's like how the fuck can I mean it's you know it's impossible. It's like how can they ever pay you back? You know what I mean? It's like here it is. You actually give Jake, you know, loans for crazy levels of and strip them bare bones.
And that's why it's not really about, you know, the payback. They don't care about the money being
They
paid
don't
back, 'cause
care.
it's debt anyway. It's credit. You know what I'm saying? It's not
They
actually
want
real
is you.
assets. You ain't got no assets
Yeah.
to give anyway.
Yeah.
It's about the control.
It's about the control.
That's a good point, because when this all is done, they still own all the factories.
When it's reset,
Yeah.
the buildings don't disappear.
Exactly.
Your money's gonna disappear.
Exactly.
But their assets they've stored for themselves is gonna stay. So they're still gonna have the power, they're still gonna have the assets and real wealth to do things with. Whereas you are now dependent on
Yeah.
the system.
Yeah.
Because WF tells you own nothing.
Yeah.
Esau will continue to take from you until you have nothing left.
Yeah.
And he has everything.
Bro, if you're a multi-billionaire, a loaf of bread costing $1,000
Don't mean shit.
don't mean shit, especially if you got your own money in banks that pay mad amounts of interest on a day.
These men are buying all kinds of
It's
extravagant
a hype.
shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they might not look at price tag. They just want to go buy what they want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why when you go into high-end stores, a lot of the time you won't even see the price.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. It's a tell. I always speak about tells, about when you get people that will feign rich, right? They'll feign as if that they've got wealth. So they'll go into a store and they'll look at a price. Maybe not even consider, but they'll look at the price.
Yeah, I mean, they consider they all could be.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. You know. But then like the people that have money, they'll go into a store,
Like that one,
that one. Ooh, how many sizes you got in that? Yeah, I'm gonna take. In fact,
Because it doesn't make a dent.
it doesn't make a dent.
That's why.
Like we did. I keep bringing up. We did the maths on like how much interest. Basically, you.
you see that?
Oh no, I was just saying about interest, because like if in the UK you get like 4 to 5% interest in a regular bank, right? So basically, if you're on like, I forget the maths on shit. What is it? A billion? It's like what 50, 60,000 a year or whatever in interest. So then now you make that a certain number, 20 million. That means you're basically earning $1 million a year. That's just on 20 million in the bank, and that once again at those without moving, you're gonna get $1 million guaranteed. Okay, you gotta pay 50-60%. You still taking home 400K because you got money that's just cooking in the bank.
Money.
Yeah.
That's making money. And you ask the average person, and this is what we're talking about, right? Ask the average person, yo, let me give you 400 a year after tax. That's good for most people in the world. What can't you do? But these guys have billions, to the point where they don't even use their money anymore. They use the bank's money because it's like they can then like get loans off of their billions being in the bank.
Says poor are pushed off the path. The needy must hide together for safety, like wild donkeys in the wilderness. The poor must spend all their time looking for food.
Yes, you're
survival.
fucking always doing overtime, on triple overtime.
Do what you can just to get by. but it's
Leaving,
hard.
yeah, you know, falling asleep on the forklift, you know, through, you know, asking, working like a second job. You're down wife working 2 jobs. You know, and then you can't be home to raise the kids.
Which is exactly the system Esau wanted.
Like childcare, bro. Childcare, nurseries is hell. Like it's like they actually penalize people who work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like I would get more benefits if me and my woman both didn't work. But if we both work, you gotta pay a certain amount of money.
In childcare costs, and that's the thing in the UK, because the UK is down bad. There's a whole argument about people who make over 100k. People, oh my god, look at them, how are they complaining? But one of the things you lose as soon as you get over 100k is your childcare benefits. So really, you get massively penalized.
Yeah, and if you earn over a certain amount of money and you don't basically file because you know people get child benefits, but like basically if you earn over a certain wage, there's a certain amount that you're supposed to give back, right?
Yeah.
People, it will slip people's mind, and then years down the line, you just get a big bill.
And they could have told you immediately.
They could have told you immediately.
Yeah, same with self-assessment.
Mm.
How is it they don't know how much you should pay, but if you pay the wrong amount, they hit you with a fine? So you knew. So tell me, because the rules in the UK are that if your accountant isn't liable if they make a mistake. So if they make a mistake, I'm the one that basically gets a fine, right? But they know, once again, they know what the number is. So just tell me the number, bro. Yeah. I'll pay you your money. But can I grab this, Salakia? This is Sirach 34 and 21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. And
right? So Esau is diminishing your ability to be able to sustain yourself. Yeah. Right? And he does this through multiple ways, by putting up prices, you know, through inflation and whatever, destroying your currencies, destroying your jobs. Yeah. Right? But Esau knows the effect that this has. Yeah. But I say it's part of the agenda. It's to push you further into desperation. Yeah. So when that mark of the beast comes, you're just gonna please do it. Right? But that's what Esau's doing. He's killing people in the process of doing this.
That's why the more and more people you speak to in the West, they're like, fuck this, man, I want to go. I'm gonna move. There's a whole movement of people being like, look, man, I'm trying to leave England.
But they're trying to tax man from going abroad now.
Yeah, which that was always you like they've been talking about that.
Anyway, yeah.
They've been talking about that for a long time, right? But then one of the things that I was thinking about is when you start looking at digital ID, right? Because I've always kind of asked, like, why is it I can't just go to another country and just work? You know, tax was like, if you want me to pay tax in your country, fuck it, I'll pay tax in your country. But when you start looking into digital ID, that all of those things start becoming possible. Right, the ability to just go somewhere, earn, and then it's the taxes going to the relevant authorities and stuff like that. You know.
Verse 5, it says, the poor must spend all their time looking for food.
Bro, that shouldn't be life.
Yeah, shouldn't.
Like, bro, like the Lord said how he speaks about in the kingdom, how he's gonna make the place of his feet beautiful, which is earth. You know, heaven is my throne, earth is my so this earth was made to be a paradise. Remember, it's the garden eastward in Eden. The whole world is the paradise. You know what I mean? But it's eastward is where the special line was made to, like, you know what I mean, inherit. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like it's hard to think in this life, bro. You know what I mean? It's hard to think in this life when you're constantly having debts and responsibilities to fucking handle, which, brother, a lot of it shouldn't be. Like, why are we paying for water? You know, because you fucking destroy the damn natural systems or hold it to yourself and make us have bottled water and shit.
And then it turns out you might not even look after the water
You
anyway.
don't even look in the water after anyway.
And you see, you're taking all these profits,
Yeah.
but the water's not being looked after.
Like, bro,
Holy shit.
the fucking Thames that supplies most of London, if not all, if I'm not mistaken, bro. They came out, bro. A lot of it has the particles of shit in it. They actually
Oh, no, that's all England's
Yeah.
waterways. Every single one of England's waterways has
shit.
shit in it. Yeah. But the
Remember,
worst,
in
it's like,
Cornwall,
but Salah, the worst thing about that is if you go to the eastern side of the Thames, I remember because I saw it. Maybe it was like 6 years ago. So whether it's still the same or not is the Thames is still the cleanest waterway in in Europe.
Oh, in Europe.
City waterway in Europe.
So I always wondered that because obviously when you go to the other country, they tell you not to drink the water, take bottled water.
Yeah.
Right? And apparently, because their systems are not as good as ours to clean or whatever it is, so don't drink the water in these other countries by bottled water. But here you can drink the water here.
Yeah.
Apparently.
But then it's like the Lord made natural cleaning systems in fucking up oysters and clams and lobsters. Even clams. There's actually videos, bro, of tanks,
I've seen
with one dirty water and the other, and they put in the clam and a couple of like maybe a day or whatever, however long it takes. The shit cleaning that shit out. And remember, those things remove heavy metals from the water. They actually do that. So that's why, when people eat them, you get certain levels of metal poisoning.
Was it shrimp? Gives you it damages your iodine,
Thyroid.
thyroid, because which
Yeah.
helps you deal with iodine and all that. Yeah.
Carry on. Right, yeah.
Ecclesiasticus 10:3. An unwise king destroys his people.
Yeah. Start from the top on the clip. That one. Start from the top.
Ecclesiasticus 10:1. A wise judge would instruct his people.
Yes, so that's why, when the kingdom of King Solomon, because it's on pause right now, once it's restarted, which is, we obviously know that's our Lord, right, in the previous lifetime, it's going to flourish. Because when he was, even the 40 years of peace, the actual scripture speaks about silver as is brass, gold is silver, like, But the point is, it's like Jake was in a flourishing state. He had made leagues with the rulers of certain other nations who came to him for the breakdown for the wisdom, which is a map of what's like a pre-run of what's going to happen in the kingdom, because the 12 tribes of Israel are going to judge the earth and reign. These other nations are going to be under us. They're obviously going to serve their judgment, serve their slavery. The fucking Esau's going to be exterminated, as he should be. But then it's like, obviously, we actually going to do the business and trade. They going to make their piece, but Jake is going to always be above. And guess what? If they go off, they're going to get judged.
It's of course like Israel is going to prosper the most.
Yeah, we're going to prosper the most.
Obviously, the Lord shows it.
Yeah.
And we're going to be blessed, right? But doesn't mean the whole world needs to be fucking in desolation, and the people need to be through for us to be that way.
Like a prime example is King Solomon again. Like, he didn't need all the money. When he had established, because his father David brought the war, he beat everyone down. So as he's ruling, he didn't need to just gather all the wealth. Because there's, again, like you said, a certain amount of wealth, bro. What's a power compared to unto wealth? It's like, if you got the power, bro, it's like, charge it.
The thing is, he needs money to have power.
Yeah,
And without it, he can't. Them two are not disconnected. He has to have money or a wealth or resources, something to sort of solidify his power here.
Yeah.
But we're going to have spiritual power.
Yeah.
Our power is not connected to things in the world.
Yeah.
It's resources. We don't need to drain resources to have power.
Yeah.
So everyone can have what they have.
Everyone can have what they have.
Have what they got and live with what they've got. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Plus, also, we're not sadists, man.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things. It's like,
Yeah.
you might have the British pounds or the US dollar go to another country. Most parts of the world, you take Great British pounds, you're living large, right? Even some countries, you take British pounds to Japan, you're living all right. You're living all right if you take British pounds to Japan.
Yeah.
Right. But the point is, it's like when you take pounds to a lot of these countries, you go there and then you're just there like, right, I can live good, but you walk out, you see poverty.
I always say, anytime I go to Ghana, you got these niggas all bigging up like
Yeah.
the kingdom of heaven. I'm like, no, you're having a nice time.
Exactly.
Like, but the average, bro, I've been seeing, like, you know what I was always saying when I go there, like the people of the land, bro, a lot of them are lean.
Mm.
A lot of the working man, bro, you be seeing some of these guys, especially guys who sell coconut. I'm sure you've seen it back the news back home. Them niggas are always ripped.
Yeah.
They're walking all day with a barrel of coconut, with a cutlass, cutting it. You want your coconut, but they're ripped. You know why? They got
Eat minimum.
they ain't eating every fucking day. But you tourists, it's so great. Have you seen the local people?
Yeah, living it because the things I use poverty, but in them lands you see destitution.
That's yeah.
Where it is just like it's a young. Like I remember, like you'll be a young child, and then it's like the clothes are ripped.
Suckling child in the breast.
Yeah. It's like clothes are ripped, and that. But that's what they have, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? But
They get a tourist view of the
Exactly. Tourists.
because they've got money to spend.
Exactly.
Of course they're gonna
live it.
yeah.
It's different.
Exactly.
Exactly. The average person is different.
Of course, you American, you come. Of course, they're gonna blow smoke up your ass because they need $1.
Exactly. But point I'm making there is when you actually start, because when you're on holiday it's one thing, but when you're there long enough you really start observing. As Jake, we're like, yo, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
And then in our kingdom, if we saw that, we'll be like, yo, we'll summon the region.
Get this man a meal.
You know?
Yeah, care for the poor, man.
Oh yeah, because that's what Proverbs speaks about that. He that regardeth the life of his beast or something, but then the tender mercies of the wicked.
He's a sadist.
Yeah.
Yeah, come. And it says verse 6.
Okay, guys.
The government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Yeah, the government. Yeah.
He just comes down to management at the end of the day. He's just an asshole manager.
Badass manager.
He's insatiable. His death cannot be satisfied. That's
Yeah,
the
he's a
problem.
tyrant instead of a manager.
You know, he wants what everybody else has got, so no one can have anything.
Yeah.
So how can you build? How can you prosper? You got such an impressive asshole like that.
Like if you like obviously for us, we can have a port usury on the heathen. But
Respect your shit though. It's your land and your resources. It's yours, isn't it? But just pass your tires.
that's it.
Pass your 10%. Cool.
They ain't gonna just take your land, take everything, so that you can never, sustain payments.
Well, you know Wagyu beef. One of the reasons why, it's so nice, it's so expensive, right? Is they take a lot of care. They'll massage the cow, they'll give it the top grain food or whatever, what have you, right? Point being, you take. Yeah, like what you call it, Zuckerberg. Apparently, he's planting like a macadamia forest so he can feed his cows macadamia nuts and stuff like that.
And do you know how expensive macadamia nuts are?
You know?
Taste it. You know how expensive they are?
But the point that I'm trying to make is people may look at that and be like, well, what's the point? It's like when you take care of something, it yields more for you. Right, but Esau, he's just oppressive, and it's like as such, it's like he's yielding less and less.
That's the scripture.
The earth. Yeah,
Well, that's the scripture. That's his personal.
Yeah.
Don't forget. It says that the earth shall not yield forth its strength
Yeah.
because you're a murderer.
He can't chill, bro.
You can't.
You don't let the land rest. You don't let people prosper. You don't let nothing happen.
Like you look at what you call it, China, and how they've allowed the children to basically be intellectuals. Esau wanted to weaponize education so he can exploit the people. Now you go China, and it's like that though. That them lands, which fuck all of them people anyway. Fuck all of these heathens. Not saying it like, China is heaven. No. China's getting destroyed too, right? Not permanently. The point is, it's like when you look at them lands, right? The people are smart. They're trained to be smart because what does that do? That helps bring the entire nation up.
Yeah.
But Esau, once again, because he's a sadist,
You don't get DI hires like XF and
Yeah.
You got people actually intelligent, know what the fuck they're doing. And that's why they laugh at the West.
the whole Iran situation has been exposing that. Because it's like, that guy, he's got PhDs, this, that, and the other. I think it's one of the smartest. Iran's one of the smartest nations in the world.
Bro, when you listen to, I know, the news and that can't always be trusted and stuff. But when you look at them interviews with the Iranian generals and stuff, like, they don't look like unreasonable people, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They look like quite intelligent, not savages. But you listen to Trump and Hexer, the man are just
Yeah,
it's like you're watching South Park, blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just battle.
You know what I mean?
Just battle.
These men actually seem like the etiquette is good and all these things. Like, they're not being like monstrous about it, but it's just good. It's good, it's just the propaganda the West pushes. Is that these guys are just illiterate, just bang, 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 and just bloodthirsty. They're not. They're just people, but they're more screwed on than what the American public are.
In the US.
You know?
America.
Again, like, bro, I'm not saying Iran's good now because they're going to be destroyed too, but it's just like the way the world has been created by Esau is just wrong. It's incorrect. Making you think that that America's the greatest and Esau's the greatest. But it's bullshit, really. He's the biggest asshole. That's why he's the worst of the heathen. He's the biggest DEI in history. Every nation is actually more competent than he is.
Yeah.
Every nation. And I don't even like the Elamites, man. But even the Elamites, they can run a call center. Just don't talk to them because they're ready to. You can't understand what the fuck they're saying. But every nation is more competent than Esau.
Yeah.
It's just the truth. They put themselves up to be this great thing. They're not.
As the judge of the people is himself. So are his officers.
Yeah, and like even Babylon, even if we look at Babylon 5, even how they're dealing with this war of Iran, it summarizes Babylon as a kingdom. You got comfortable with a one type of warfare for so long.
Yeah.
And now the people who you're fighting are learning your tactics and how to fight you like another way. Because you thought like, my fighter just is gonna just win. It's gonna work forever. And the niggas are like, you know what? I may not have it, but let me learn how to take it down.
What's the best way to fight against this?
What's the best way to fight against this?
Scott Britto, one of them, said in like the show that they did on Thursday, where it was basically going into how Iran has had 23 years to watch what America did in Afghanistan and Iraq. Oh, you hit it all? Okay.
We're gonna do the same shit. That's what you're
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it below ground where you can't hit it.
To a low extent, that was even happening in Vietnam. Them niggas had tunnels, so someone would just go in there. It's still come out. That's basically what was happening as well. That's why it was so difficult, and they changed their tactics, and it was fucking up.
Because there's no point taking on America 1-for-1.
Yeah,
Like, you're not gonna get a better air force than they are. There's no point making aircraft to fight them in the air. There's no point.
yeah.
You might just do stuff that irritates them. Waste them up.
Because once again, going back to credit, Esau has weaponized credit
Yeah.
in the sense that literally weaponized
You
it.
can throw money at everything.
You can literally just
Think more.
oh, can we have
3 billion, 300 billion.
200 billion?
Just out of nowhere.
Exactly.
We'll just print it.
Like $1.5
Where was
trillion
the money for welfare? Where was that? No, I didn't have it for that.
Yeah.
But we'll just print another 300 billion for the war effort that you didn't need to be in.
Exactly.
You need to be in, and that's only going to affect the American people more because your taxes are going to have to go up to compensate for that, and you're already paying higher money at the pump and all everything else.
Yeah.
So they're just destroying everything, bro. Destroying those whole place, man.
It's like it's like even with old school boxing. I believe it was Joe Lewis. I think his name was Matt Spelling or whatever it was. Basically, until he beat Joe Lewis, it was basically Joe Lewis was more or less untouchable. But then basically, what he did was he actually studied. They actually say it was one of the first types of video study. He was studying Joe's mistakes he'd make, and then in a pre-fight interview, he was confident as shit. Like, I'm gonna beat Joe Lewis because he studied video of it, and he was able to basically do it. It's the same thing, obviously that's boxing. It's like you've had a playbook of how you fight warfare for so long, and now there's bare video, bare footage, bare fucking info. Everything's mapped out.
And real footage, matter of fact, because the things, a lot of the stuff that we be seeing coming out of that theater of war at the moment, you get a lot of AI fake and all of this sort of stuff, but the generals actually know what's going on. Like this whole supposed extraction of this soldier, bro. Americans got cooked in that. right? They try and make it seem like, oh yeah, you know, X, Y, Z, but Iran knows that they were trying to get the oil, the uranium from Isfahan, right? Because what they were basically going into was, and the thing is, the story that they tell about, oh yeah, they're gonna go do this, you know, with now basically what they were coming out with. Scott Ritt was saying how they were basically because the IAEA inspected it all, so they would have had maps of like. Yeah, but then they would have had like maps of where the air vents are, or like, oh yeah, if you come in here, this, that, and the other, it was supposed to be an in and out, but they got played, right? Because at the end of the day, with all of these things, it's the Most High that's in charge of what happens. That's what the scripture says in yeah, allows time. Yeah, in Ecclesiastes, time and chance happen to all men. It's like we've got precepts. Right?
So it says, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
And that's why all these people were belligerent, man, generous, because they come down to Esau's standard of living.
Yeah.
Basically, because these ones, you know, they say your education system's up, and, you know, set up in a certain way, to dumb you down.
Yeah.
Right, so everyone's just on a low vibration, man, doing crass shit.
Yeah.
You know, no one cares about nobody no more. Everyone's selfish. You know, everyone's absorbing themselves. But this is Esau society he created. But he wants to bring that to everywhere.
Yeah.
Some of these men don't want to play that though.
Yeah.
You know, but everywhere is being infected by Esau. No matter what country it is, they're being infected because it's infectious. You know, it's like a plague in itself.
That's it. It's why China banned a Western media, man. Right? There's certain things, certain tropes that they've banned. Like, for instance, the average girl that somehow marries a CEO. Like, they straight up came and said, no, you lot are becoming delusional. Banned.
That's why everyone's, oh yeah, we want a guy with 6 figures. And,
Yeah.
oh no, you're still average because there's not enough to go around, bro.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have to deal with somebody.
Exactly.
You know, unless you want to be a piece on the side, which these go, no, I'm too proud for that. You know, so like, no, you're gonna have to deal with average dudes, bro. And that's just what it is. Be happy.
That's it. You know? Because it's like, once again, it's like, you know, when I'm practicing the languages, and then like I'm kind of seeing some of the media, like Netflix shows, portrayed in like Korea, and it's like there'll be just a little boop. It will be subconscious if you're not listening, if you're not paying attention to it. It'll be a little bit of wine, a little drop of wine. But I'm like, wait there, that's unacceptable in that country. But they'll wrap it up in a love story. They'll wrap it up in a, someone needs to get the win. Like the most recent series of Squid Game, right? Basically, one of the things, apparently there was like a tea in it and whatever, what have you, right? But it's like in them lands, yeah, it happens. But it ain't brought up to like that, you know. But by doing that, and then what are people doing? They're rooting for that, right? So it's called subversion. Yeah, they're being subverted into accepting these kinds of behaviors. But that's why it says in Habakkuk 2, right? Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. That drink representing philosophies.
And then once king destroys his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
So yeah, none why can destroy these people because are people prospering? Are people becoming better? No, they're getting closer to destruction, man. No, like we're saying, like the famines are coming, man.
Yeah.
Famines are coming.
Yeah.
These people are through.
Yeah.
These people don't think that's gonna happen. Oh yeah, it might be talking about it on the news, but I don't think it's gonna fucking happen.
And guess what? Everybody on the planet is entitled to land. Everybody had land and had
Plant your own shit, man.
own farming and knowing how to trade and barter and shit.
You know, British potatoes.
Yeah, British potatoes, blocks. Because you know the Lord has obviously made it balanced in nature that there's more than enough food to go around. Like, you know what I mean? Like eggs. Like if you take care of chickens, man, and you got chicken every niggas will be just laying eggs all the time.
But even on that, because remember we're speaking about that, just the consumption of meat. When we talking about say places in Africa, you got certain places where like having access to meat to eat is it ain't like here. You know, I remember I saw once, she bought some mints. I looked, said it. she cursed me out. She's like, bro, this ain't England.
Yeah, but then guess what? But then if it wasn't for Esau, they'd have it like in abundance. But that type of food wouldn't be you know, the only option. You know what I mean? It's like he's made it that hard. Where like here it is, you like in the West, you got man v food restaurants, and then in other parts of the world, there's people who only eat lamb at Christmas. If that, it's not balanced, bro.
Yeah. I just looked up some information real quick. I'll speed through it. It says, what country asked the robot, what countries are self-sufficient food-wise? And it says very few countries are truly food self-sufficient.
We're like Kazakhstan and them. Man.
Surprisingly, you'd be surprised actually. It says which means,
Mongolia.
able to produce nearly all of their food for population needs domestically. Most rely on imports for at least some categories like grain, oils, or animal feed. That said, a handful come close are broadly considered self-sufficient. France, that are larger, Yes, is one of Europe's biggest agricultural producers, strong in wheat, dairy, wine, and meat.
Even though the farmers be protesting.
But they're making it harder for them, innit? You know, probably just to seize all the farms, control the
That's
output.
probably something that they're working on trying to diminish.
Yeah, I mean, once they're doing that here in the UK, right?
America,
Yeah.
England's done.
Yeah. United States, massive agricultural output, corn, soybeans, meat, fruits, produces far more calories than it consumes. Major global food exporter.
Yeah, which will make sense.
Yeah.
because Babylon, you know, all of the wickedness, it is a beautiful land. In terms of resources.
It's a land of delicacies in abundance.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it has everything.
It has everything.
Yeah,
You know?
bull run.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize what that meant. A bull run was literally you was taking all of your bulls to slaughter, right? But it would be like an actual like the cowboy. That's the cowboy. It was a journey, right? Because the cows needed a massive land, right? That's how much they had. Since Brazil, huge exporter of soybeans, beef, poultry, sugar.
Part of that. That's
Yep.
that.
Yep, says can easily meet domestic demand. Argentina, strong grain and beef, produces significantly more than it consumes. Canada, large producer of wheat, canola, meat, blah, blah, blah. And Australia is the last one that it mentions. And it says countries close, but with some gaps. China, India, and Russia.
China's got a lot of resources.
Yeah, it's just massive. It's funny because China, India, and Russia, they're both massive countries. Brazil's massive country. Yeah. True. Yeah,
Maybe sorry, France, but France is still fairly big.
Yeah.
You know, like England's not
But-
just an island.
Yeah, but it's
essentially.
exactly. It's the thing with
Tiny.
France, with some of these places, just where it is.
Yeah.
It's
And Ukraine before the war was like the breadbasket of Europe. That's a large space, it's a very large space,
Yeah.
right? But obviously that's under attack right now.
Yeah.
So that's all fucked up. and shit.
I think it's either Mongolia, bro. They have the flocks, cattle, sheep. They just eat a lot of meat out there because they have so much of it in abundance. It's crazy.
Gonna ask a low IQ question. Right? Is Mongolia its own country or is it part of China? I always forget about them regions there.
I'm pretty sure it's
Its own country. Okay,
But
okay.
it's-
I'm trying to picture it on a map though, like to be honest.
I had to
like, I don't
prefix
actually
it.
remember
Some Edomites. Yes, see?
on the map.
So we told you about it.
I was getting the road map.
Yeah. No, because you get certain of them. It's a can't. Yeah, you know you get.
it's bordered by Russia.
Oh, okay, can't. Yeah. No, because it's like like Chechnya, like it's actually part of Russia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chechens and that. Oh, but let me just finish off. So like it says, countries that are not self-sufficient. Most nations fall here, including the United Kingdom, imports 40 to 50% of food. Japan, very low self-sufficiency. Saudi Arabia, limited water and arable land. Basically the point that I was looking for there was just to be like, all right, cool. When this show goes down, what nations are truly fucked? England. So it's basically saying most of the world, when this thing comes to pass, is are going to be suffering.
France.
But then what this current war situation is also building on though is the fact that even the countries that could be self-sufficient are not going to be able to because of the fertilizer ain't there.
Yeah, I think there's another person. The fourth one.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 4.
About 2 hours.
The power of the earth. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, bro, remember, the earth was made to be a paradise, and it's right. That's why the Lord eventually is going to ruin His kingdom to make this earth a benefit again. You know what I mean? Because yeah,
When we're hearing the word, we have to pursue it.
because being on earth shouldn't be a burden. It's because it is so. You know? But then it's like, really, it's why, you know, the law, statutes, and commandments are going to be established on the earth, and the saints are going to judge the earth, and it's going to be just a big righteous business, you know.
Yeah.
It's going to be
When
profitable.
the Most High made the earth, when the angels and everything, they did their job, and what God said was good, right? Everything was made in abundance, right? So there's enough. There's enough for everybody. It's just not meant to be in the hands of a small group of assholes, i.e. Esau, right? That's what the problem is. I mean, there's still even much more, even though these, you know, they gathered a lot for themselves. There's still even much more in the earth that could be taken, but you know, these things are not that easy to get to. So, you know, but Esau, you know, getting whatever he can and keeping it to himself. He's hoarding. Right? He's hoarding, and everybody else is suffering. Yeah. Because he don't want to share. He don't share. You know what I'm saying? He don't respect people's borders. You know what I mean? He doesn't let people do what they're supposed to do with their own land. You know? But this is why Yahushua, he's going to be king over the whole earth. But he's not going to violate other nations' sovereignties and you know, things that belong to them. Because we all respect the word of the Heavenly Father. He gave everybody their inheritance, man. So everyone has the ability to produce for themselves. You know? He still has to take that power away from people. He wants to control.
Reset.
Mm-hmm.
This is John 10:10. It says, "The thief cometh not. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy."
Who's the biggest thief on the planet? Esau. Hands down, Esau. Hands down. I mean, you know, it might be tribal warfare between this nation and that nation. They took this down, took their gold or whatever. But Esau, like, mass produced that on another whole fucking level. Right? So hands down, Esau is the biggest thief in the earth. Right? His inheritance is the land of Edom.
Yeah.
Where is he now? He's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's every fucking where, right? And he claims everything for himself. You know, puts a fucking American flag down, a British flag down. This is mine now. You know, that's what he does. He's gonna go to the moon or try to go to the moon and put a fucking flag up there. This is mine now. Yeah, this is what he'll do.
Shit, man. If
He's
he's getting a
cunt. I'm on the French, you know what I mean? But he's probably, you know, he's a prick, and I hate how they move, and the pride that they move with, man. I hate watching it. No, because someone should just. He's gonna get it, man. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
Because I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. So the Lord actually wants us to live, man, a good life, a prosperous life. Esau wants to X that out, man.
It shouldn't be that hard to live, man. Esau just makes it terrible, man.
Psalms chapter 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices they have managed. For the wicked boasted of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. And it's like what we were talking about. It's like they think gain is godliness. You know what I mean? Even if it's at the expense of people's lives, bro.
Again, on the dollar bill, it's like the God is blessed at enterprise.
Yeah.
You know, they think, the manifest destiny thing.
Yeah.
Like everything is made for them, and albeit the Most High set you up to do all these things, it's true. Right? But you should know that, like, everything you've done it in wickedness. Right? I know when there has to be a payment that you have to pay for that. You know?
It says, the wicked through his pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. Yeah. So don't call yourself a God-fearing nation. No, don't say God bless America. Because you don't think about the Lord, bro. You know what I mean?
When it shows. No, you might as well say, "Oh, Artemis bless America," because you know, all these things you worship other gods, man. It's clear to see, clear as day. Artemis, Apollo, everything is to do with some other god. So you might as well just bring out these gods when you do your things, man. Oh, you know, we're gonna go war on Mars. You know, Aries,
Yeah.
Department of Aries or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you must just do all that because that's what you're really into.
Yeah, like if the Most High was just force, why is the earth filled with nothing but violence?
Yep.
Or because I mean, the scriptures are there. If you want to talk about God, well, the scriptures are there, and you read in the scriptures what happened to the earth when it was filled with violence. Why do you encourage war? Why theft? Why not be just reasonable and think about trading fairly?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny with these fruits, or ingredients from other countries. They'll put a label as fair trade. No, it wasn't.
Fair for who?
Vigorous labor.
Because you might say, yeah, based on their currency, what they're getting paid is fair money, right? Because that's what they're getting paid, right? But you take 99% stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, these workers should be rich in their own country.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Like real fair trade would be the country who manufactures goods are enriched by what they manufacture.
About polluting.
Like if you look at Nigeria, they have a lot of fucking oil, right? And that country is supposed to be rich all over. But what does Esau do? All right, the tools you need to extract that shit. We will take payment for that in your oil and enrich ourselves with our companies. And the people who are sitting on the fucking oil can't even get any profit by it, bar some few leaders that are sellouts anyway. Esau, it's funny, man. Esau likes, you know what I mean? All these elites like to make people take deals and sell out, right? Because he's a sellout. He sold his birthright.
Yeah, you're right.
Esau,
He's getting his own back.
yeah,
Number
he
one
sold
sellout,
out.
Yeah.
He's a sellout.
He was cheap.
It was cheap,
He
bro.
was cheap.
He didn't value the birthright and like blessing, which ultimately in spirit was being in good stead with the Most High, really. Because when you're in good stead, like you know what I mean, when you're in good stead with the Most High, it's like with King Solomon. Remember his prayer and his dream was like, because you didn't ask for women and wealth, but I'm gonna give you everything.
And that demonstrated his lack of faith.
Yeah.
That's why most don't respect no about faith.
Yeah.
And that's what Esau's supposed to personify as a guy that has no faith.
Mm.
There's no faith, and so he can't be rewarded.
I have a precept. I've more on this. He says, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
He has no respect for the Most High's judgment because he doesn't respect it, because it doesn't benefit him. Because he made a fatal error, right? He made a fatal error, and he can't get that back. That's why he repented with tears. He never found repentance, right? So he can't get that back, and so he just has no regard for the Most High whatsoever now. Yep.
It says, and as for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved. I shall never be in adversity. That's their spirit. And it's personified, especially by Babylon. But Esau as a whole, they don't ever believe they're going. Bro, these niggas feel like in 2069, they're gonna just be everything's still gonna be the same. In 4059, the 9,000th president of America is still gonna be talking about getting more jobs for farmers and shit. That's what they think, bro.
Like buy your Tottenham.
Yeah. A fucking like you know what I mean.
Miners, so
Yeah.
Jobs in the moon.
Yeah, man. A spa. You have Mexicans on the moon. Which
Punchy moon.
yeah. Polishing moon rock. Bro, if you live up to Esau, there'll be a strip club on the moon. The casino like on the moon.
Bro, they be getting jiggy in the dark craters.
Yeah.
Man, bro.
Epstein Moon Island.
Yeah.
Cold down there, though.
Yeah. A fucking artificial beach on the moon. You know what I mean? A beach. trees. Hey, bro, if you leave out to Esau, man, niggas was smoking crack rock on the moon, bro. You know? Leave it out to Esau. That's what's gonna come. But guess what? That ain't happening.
The trees will be clocking.
Yeah. The actual trees. For real, bro. That's what's gonna be happening. But guess what? Until I went into the sanctuary, then understood I therein. You know, because now you know this is not happening.
Ain't gonna end that way.
And we're bound by prophecy.
That's right.
That's why,
He's about to hit his bounds that he cannot pass, man.
yeah.
He's at the limit of his empire.
Yeah.
That's why they're gonna celebrate the 250th year, and that's gonna be pretty much it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't gonna be, the man gonna fall. They have to fall. Every empire fell before. America's no fucking thing. What America doing different? Oh, because they've got the most powerful military in the world now. So did the Romans at the time.
Yeah.
It made no fucking difference.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing the same mistakes that they did. Because the Most High is the one that makes you, guide your steps, as the scriptures say, right? He's making you make the same mistakes
Yeah.
with the same hubris, and you're gonna go down the same way, but worse. Worse.
Right.
That's right.
But
Finish that. Go back to Job 24, verse 6.
I still got more on my song. Read that.
Job 24:6 NLT. It says, they harvest a field they do not own.
Yeah. You know, like, bro, like there were so many, like even I believe it's called what's that people? I think it's the Pagos people? You know that people that the land got turned into a base, like a military base for the United States. Yeah. But they basically their people just got uprooted. They uprooted them. They just moved them out. Imagine you're asleep, bro, and the nigga's like,
Go wake up.
you get on the plane and just go to another country and be oppressed. And basically, the whole story goes with that is the British government had some debt to pay Babylon, so they just paid with that. Imagine you're just in your country, bro, and a nigga can't move you. Look, man, you have to leave. And the families that tell the story, they're like, bro, you didn't get to pack our fucking bags, bro.
It was saying the Palestinians.
Yeah.
In there, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. Same thing. And Esau has no qualms with that, man. He don't care. He don't care about displacing people and ripping people from their homes and their land and all that kind of shit about that. You know? He just says he'll just tell his mind. I get to do what I want with it. You know, but like I said, none of these lands belong to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, imagine that. He just stole a land and turned the whole land onto a strip. You know? It says the Caicos Islands, known as the British Indian Ocean Territory, were the site of a forced mass displacement of a native Caucasian people by the British government between 1965 and 1973. This stolen land controversy centers on the expulsion of approximately 2,000 inhabitants to make way for a strategic United States military base on the island. Imagine that. You just go so I make it a base. How about you ask them? Can we turn that part of you into base?
You might have got a gun in your face, bro. Like, no, you're gonna move.
Just go.
Same with Greenland. You want the Greenland, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they can't even defend it.
Yeah.
So you're like, what? You roll in the military and take it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we can.
America. Fuck yeah. You know?
But that's that power that might means right type thing. You know, it's not how things should be, but you're the thief. So because you got the power to steal. By force.
Yep.
Well, I'd rather make a deal,
Yeah.
but you're not giving man many options though.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna come and roll him an army anyway. Because you want it, you'll take it.
Verse 6, they harvest a field they do not own, and they glean the vineyards of the wicked.
Yeah. It feels they don't own. It's when they send their offshore companies, you know, to basically subvert like a whole country to mass produce their resources for their benefit. And then they call you the nigga. You're the biggest drug dealer.
Yep.
You're the biggest thief. You're the biggest murderer.
Every metric of crime.
And every metric of wickedness. Oh, we have to protect the children. Well, why is there 300,000 1,000 plus children a year in America just missing, just gone. That's a national emergency.
Yeah. 300,000.
Just gone every year.
Almost 1/3 of a million.
Where they going?
Yeah.
And these high IQ Edomites can't work out why.
Yeah. CIA.
Oh, you know,
You know,
CIA
you
gotta
know,
figure out.
you know what I mean? Fucking Hector is kidnapping them. You know, fuck out of here, man. And then you have to go to work on the forklift and hear a Baconite fucking Edomite talking about how righteous he is. Go ahead, bro. Yeah, come.
So Micah 2:2.
Mhm.
And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, America, here it is, you call a Mexican illegal immigrant. Imagine that.
His land. Man.
Yeah, I mean, shit, man, I was there, Holmes. Like, how you gonna just call me an illegal?
Like, me, my brother Gad, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we just, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, you know, I'm doing some trade. And you just call now fucking Hector has to run.
Out of his own yard.
This is part of his land too.
Yeah.
And that's New Mexico. Esau is devil, man.
Man, turned up on the boats. Man, he turned up on boats.
Yeah, you turn up on both. Yeah, yeah. You know, yeah.
Man.
What was that film, man? Apocalypto?
Yeah.
Remember after all the fighting, the last scene, you just see the ships, you know, coming, you know, coming through the you know, you're not gonna see haze, see the haze. Yeah. And he's just there, and they're fighting, but they look up.
And you know, funny thing is, man, he knows all these immigrants. Oh, they're fighting. The men are fighting.
Yeah.
You actually rolled up on boats with guns.
Yeah. With fighting age men.
Yeah.
You do talk
Actual
about fighting age men.
guns. These men didn't turn up with no guns, bro. They're just here. They've got mobile phones now.
Yeah.
They're fighting age men. What the hell are you talking about, bro? You actually rolled up on these nations with guns. And proceeded to kill, man. Take over. They literally take over. Not just sit in the house. Like these immigrants, they get houses given to them or whatever, and they're just sitting in the yards. Like, oh, you know, I ain't gonna got bombs dropping on my head no more. You know what I mean? No, you actually went there and took over, killed man, you know, and took land. These men ain't doing that.
And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Oppression. That's what Esau's interested in. Oppression. He says he loves to oppress. Everything is for oppression's sake. Right? He doesn't even have. He want more. You know? Yes.
Job 24, verse 7. All night they lie naked in the cold without clothing or covering. You see, leaves the nations vulnerable and weak. Oh, yeah. They are soaked. They are soaked by mountain showers, and they puddle against the rocks for want of their home. The wicked snatch a widow's child from her breast, taking the baby as security for a loan. Yeah, children getting exploited. Yeah.
But I was just thinking about in slavery. Yeah, in captivity, right?
Yeah, captivity.
Man, we're just selling off our children and shit. You know, like it's nothing. Hey, for proof, you know, they sold a boy for wine. You know, the boy for hard and the girl for wine. You know, they have no morals. They have no, you know, ethics and all that kind of shit. And they're trying to put on everybody else. You know. Now you're gonna bring it out. It's windy as well.
I thought it was in your car, you know.
Oh,
Salakia.
that's all right.
It says, the poor must go about naked, without any clothing, bring harvest food for others while they themselves are starving.
Look at the umbrella already.
They press out olive oil without being allowed to taste it, and they tread in the winepress, and they suffer from thirst. Yeah, like you were saying earlier, you got like all these European countries going to other people's lands. They're the poor and the people of that land. the people of that land are suffering. You know? Enforcing vigorous labor and getting paid.
under the trees. That hailstone.
Yeah.
Hailstone.
Yeah. Pretty good. This way, is
Yeah.
talking about that, yeah. Because the groans of the dying rise from the city, and the wounded cry for help. Yet God ignores the moaning.
Listen about okay,
Wicked people rebel against the light. They refuse to acknowledge its ways, verse 13, or stay in its paths. The murderer rises in the early dawn to kill the poor and needy.
Yeah, because that's the spirit of Esau, man. He's always on a prowl for murder, you know? You know what I mean? That's his spirit. And that's why, man, it's only like a matter of time before his downfall takes place, which we're actually seeing that. It's taking shape, it's right before our eyes, man. You know? And Babylon, the great skirt has been so lifted up. Everything about he's been exposed, man. You know, it's come out, man. And a lot of your, you know, we're just winning the war and we've destroyed their army and military. It's propaganda.
Yep.
Bro, the Pentagon is just a propaganda tool anyway. You know, like we saved that pilot and that.
Yeah.
You took a lot of losses, man.
Yep.
And it's all
There's nothing to do with the pilot either.
yeah. You know? You know what I mean? You know, there because you know it's come out that basically a lot of them army films like Saving Private Ryan, all them films that comes out of fucking Hollywood, they have to get advice from the Pentagon. You always have to end up with, you know what I mean, America looking good.
Yeah, so it's part of the deal to use American military hardware in the war effort.
You know, but then it's like everything about you know, it's been exposed, man. And now all these nations that you're in league with are going to turn against you. That's prophecy.
Which is
You know,
beautiful.
let's get that shit.
Yeah, remember once again, it's because of the wind. Assuming
Yeah.
yeah.
It says the murderer rises in the early
No,
days.
You shall come forth.
Let's go Revelation. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into Babylon, you know, and they're down. You know, and get Jeremiah 50 and 9, all of that. Right? No, yeah. Start off, you know, let's start off with Revelations 17 from the top. Yeah, from the top.
Revelation 17 from the top. And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Yeah, so the and I can use that whole, man. That whole, right, that scripture speaks about it. You know, Babylon the Great, you know, which has basically spread their wine throughout earth. And it's like, you know, it's always a beautiful point made by our you know what I mean, our apostles, when they always say, like in another dimension, it's already happened. It's because you saw it. So we're just waiting for it to play out. You know?
And the precept, so shall my word be that goeth out of my mouth, word shall not return and be void.
Yeah.
Basically going into the fact that it's peak. The Most High said, look, there ain't gonna be no more Edomites.
Yeah.
It's written.
You can change that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Around the corner, man. It's on the time.
was decided.
You know?
Right?
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of our fornication.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? If you look at wine, you know what? It's something that could, you know, if not kept in order, will in intoxicate you. You know, can take off your judgment. You know, and you started doing stupid shit.
Well,
You know?
there's speaks about staggering into his vomit,
In
right?
his vomit.
It's not
Once it gets
productive.
back, yeah.
Being drunk to that level is not productive, man.
Yeah.
You should make a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what's only happened to this world. Everything it's just you know falling apart, man, because people are just doing things that destroy themselves.
Yeah.
Folly.
Well, you have something called a sin city. You know, a sin that the most primary sin city we can think about is Vegas, right?
Mm.
But then if you look at the world list, every region on the
Black
earth
place.
has a sin city influenced by
Tel Aviv.
Babylon. They're great. You know?
But how can a great Christian nation have a sin city? How is that even allowed? How are they able to have a church of Baal or a church of Satan?
Yeah.
All these things, these
Yeah.
types of things. How is it possible?
Let favor be shown to the wicked, yeah, he shall not learn righteousness. Right? There's the reason why Pink City exists. You know?
Yeah. Even in the you remember, I remember you brought it out. Even in the Islamic
Yeah.
Republic of Iran,
Yeah.
right? The third highest.
Yeah.
Persia's better.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
you know, it's because I wanted to harp on that because they'll move like, oh, we're pious
Yeah.
Muslims.
They're
Like,
like-
nah,
You got one. You got.
They're actually third on the list for
You got one too. Yeah.
centuries.
you know.
They're actually third on the list.
There was a what do you call it, a commentator, I think he was on LBC, and was being asked about like whether, you know, someone that lives that lifestyle is safe in Iran, and he was saying, look, man, there is a park in Tehran that it is known, you go there, you go and see people of that lifestyle, man.
And you know, part of the thing is because obviously Islam, right, is based off the scriptures, right? It's meant to hold the same sort of tenets. We know it doesn't. It's meant to, right? But the people of Persia and all these places, the original religion is not Islam. They're all into all these different freaky shit with bare different gods, and you know. So when they come in with Islam, and that's like Christianity. In Christianity, you got flamers and shit. Because underneath all that is really this other idol worship, pagan shit.
So they end up with the Bacha boys in Pakistan and Afghanistan, and
Yeah, because they was always on some freaky shit. And you read in the scriptures, there was always on some freaky shit.
Yeah.
So in all these, you know, Abrahamic religions, where there's underlying paganism. You know, it's just been hidden by Islam or Christianity or whatever. But ultimately, it's nothing to do with that really. Just because they're freaky dons, bro. You know what I mean?
As it goes on to say, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet beast, full of names of blasphemy.
And there's a reason why the beast is scarlet, right? There's a reason why the horse is red, right? It's all these things. It's supposed to indicate, you know, Esau, because Edom means red, right? So all these are signs, you know, prophetical signs of who he's talking about. And this is why, you know, you need to understand the scriptures, so you have to make the links, you know, link these things together.
Yeah.
You know,
We're not gonna eat you. It's all coming together to make this power structure.
it's why the beast green.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a reason why the Most High said those things in particular, the way he said it. You know, one is to confuse the shit out of most people.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, the word's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? But only those that truly understand are going to get the hints and the subtleties of the scriptures, man.
Omens.
And that whole is on the beast.
Yep.
So it's like it directs where the beast goes.
That's right.
You know, and that's why
America's played that role.
Yeah, that's why Trump can chat shit to NATO.
Fair shit.
Like, look, man, if you don't fucking do what I say,
Yeah.
we're gonna pull back funding, nigga.
Like,
Yeah.
You know,
It's why throughout all them countries they have bases in there.
Yeah.
You know, like, look, you do what I say. You know, yeah, and
it's true.
Yeah,
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
But then they got Russia next door thinking, shit, how the fuck we deal with this now? Then?
we can.
We need America. That's why I don't want to be too abrupt for America. And that's why Trump's allowed to talk the shit he's talking.
Yeah.
You know, they might be acting up a little bit. Oh, we don't want to do this and do that. But ultimately, they're gonna have to cave.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to cave.
You know what I mean? It's not a dude that's a woman is staying in his house. Bitch, I'm paying the rent.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to talk shit, leave, bitch.
Yeah.
You know, but guess what? Yeah,
Shut up.
but, you know, we'll come back in this house and do what you're supposed to do.
Make the sandwich.
Right? Make me a damn sandwich.
That's
You know?
That's it.
You know what I mean?
You know, but eventually this is really getting toxic, and it's just going to become more toxic. And we know, fish crack. She's going up, standing doing the sleep, type shit. You know, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If you go crack and shoot missiles on America, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what I say, man? It's not funny when the rabbit has the gun. You know?
Where did they say that?
Bro, man, it's the same, bro. Come on, that's what you saw that. Yeah, it's real, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Remind me of like Looney Tunes.
No, you see that?
No, I like it. It's a great saying. I'm just
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same, man. You know, man? It's cool when it's you hunting.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool when it's you hunting, but when now you're being hunted, it's like, oh shit.
Okay, that's the middle class saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
This represents, royalty and authority. Because let's say America has been that golden cup.
Yeah.
Right. So they're dressed in the royal apparel. For the king of the earth, right?
Yeah. And it's like that gold. It seems appealing. You know,
shiny.
It's shiny, but what's in there is toxic.
It kind of reminds you of when with the Babylonians with the Belfishers were drinking out the cups of our gold cups and stuff right from the temple, and then it got murked. It got taken over. Many tekel out fasting.
Yeah.
The writing was on the wall that the scripture goes into, right? It's the same with America. America's been enjoying all the wickedness, having us in oppression, having us in captivity. He spoiled all these nations. He's just drinking. Great.
Good.
But you're gonna be taken out when you least expect it. That's why the thief is gonna come. Well, the Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, because you're not gonna be expecting your downfall. It's just gonna come quick.
It goes on to say, and decked with gold and precious stones and the pearls, having a golden cup in her hands, full of abominations.
Yeah, and guess what? Why was she decked out? Because Babylon the Great has gone around stealing these things. You know what I mean?
Just check the British crown.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. This shit is that. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
This diamond man, the South Africa.
Yeah.
Man with the shit back's like, nah. Can't get that back.
Yeah, they say just charge it.
Man don't even wear it.
Yeah.
But I don't get that back.
Just charge it.
You know what I mean?
Like, even certain items in history, he just got it in his
even bones of people.
bones of people. Like, oh, please, can I? Nah, just charge it.
Yeah, that's a great leader now.
So what? Mine now. Go ahead.
So you can have it in the museum.
Yeah.
It's madness.
Go ahead.
And the filthiness of our fornication. And upon our forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
Why is it a mystery?
Mystery.
Because America's not in the scriptures. That's why it's a mystery. You have to deduce who Babylon the Great is. Because it's not plain.
If you go into the
Unless you're of the elect.
Alright.
Unless you're the elect, it's not plain, right? The Lord has to give you that insight. For you to believe and understand it. Right? But it's quite clear to us who Babylon the Great is. It can't be nobody else. I don't want to hear about the Vatican. That's dumb. They're stupid as hell.
Yeah.
Right? It is nobody else.
Yeah. And if you go into the word for mystery, it's mysterion, secret thing not obvious to the understanding.
That's right.
Basically, it's only open to those that have been given it.
I was thinking about.
That's what it says, though. I think it's-
Yeah, she says that.
Yeah. Okay. And I was thinking about the the scene in Batman. Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are initiated, aren't we, Mr. Wayne? But that's
open for us
yeah.
to see. We will know. We will see it.
But that's kind of like, that's honestly how we are. Because people are seeing what's happening in this world, and they're basically being taken by the, by the theater of everything. Whereas for us, we're looking at it as like, bro, like, you're getting smoked in there.
They say if it was possible, they would deceive the very elect, but like we see more. Our eyes are wider and larger. So because the Most High opened our eyes, right? So we know like the devil's gonna lie. He's gonna lie to the end of the world. He's gonna keep lying, right? So we can't take nothing he says on face value. And we also know the scriptures. We know his end. We know the sticky situation he's gonna get himself into, right? So we know it's not gonna work out for him. So it's all this bravado, and the way he's talking is just so fucking comical anyway. It's like, who really believes this shit anyway? Like, I was actually trying to turn off the fact that I know the scriptures and just listen to what they're saying. As in trying to take it from face value. I can't even do that. It don't fucking work because it's so preposterous.
Yeah.
What these men are saying and how they're talking, it's like you can't really believe it, bro. I'm like, raw, like, but people are like beguiled by it, or some people are.
It's witchcraft.
Yeah.
As goes on to say, Babylon, and upon our forehead was a name written, mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of all harlots, and the abomination of the earth.
Of abominations on the earth. And if you actually look at most movements of wickedness, it gets its fertilizer and is birthed out of Babylon. You know, like if we look at the Stonewall riots and the LGBTQ and these movements of first transgender surgery and all that, all these things come out of Babylon.
Okay, I was gonna say this, and again, back to the idol situation. They have every idol.
They have
And
every idol.
that's what the behind all these movements are, is based on their idols. They
American gods.
Hermaphrodites and all these different things. Like, it's based on these gods that they all worship, and so they push all these movements based on the fertility gods and this and that. You know what I mean? But America's actually full of every idol. Not any land other than America is full of every idol. You know, but America has them all.
Yeah. Like I find it spiritual that it's called Babylon the Great, which means great confusion. Because even if you look at Babylon's like map, there's loads of names of previous kingdoms and empires. Egyptian cities, like cities with names of Assyria, Persian. It's like they have a lot of cities from ancient empires with names. You know, Memphis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they have a lot of them. It's actually interesting.
Good point. Yeah, God didn't name it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like these are all telltale signs because they have associations with these things. You know, that's why it's so spiritual. Sodom and Egypt, they have telltale signs to who Babylon the Great is. You wouldn't want to be associated with that otherwise. You wouldn't put a pyramid on the back of the dollar bill and all these intents. You wouldn't do that. But because it's the Most High show at the end of the day, the Most High is making you move in that spirit.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Like even in Connecticut, right? There's a place called Boswell.
Boswell, yeah.
Boswell. You know?
It's all over there. You know what I'm saying? And these places predate America.
Yeah,
So
look.
obviously the inspiration is from these places, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So, but I said, why would you want association to these things, knowing that if you're a Christian, right, these places were often wicked. You know what I'm saying?
Edom, Texas.
Edom, Texas, man. Redneck state. Redneck state. Edom, Texas. Yeah.
Is a small and unincorporated city in the Van Zandt County in the northeastern part of the state, with a population of 339 as of 2020. You know, and there's other ancient kingdom names there. I find that spiritual, man.
It is completely.
That's spiritual, man.
You know,
Last year, when X marked the spot, wasn't one of the cities called Bosra?
Oh, is it?
something like that. Yeah.
Something like
It's
that, I remember,
very
yeah.
spooky, this thing. You know, but I said they're all signs that the elect are meant to look out for and understand when they see them. For our Irish person, what does that mean? They don't really know.
Yeah.
They don't really know because they're not clued up. And most are not dealing with them. You know, but again, the side of the two mains is kind of doubt what and who America or Babylon the Great really is. It's too much, you know? And that's why America's failing the way it is. Yep. You know? Yeah. Oh, Lord.
It goes on. And I saw, Revelation 17:6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua.
So again, the children of Israel served slavery in the land of America. So they were filled with the blood of the saints. Where else did that happen? I mean, like I said, there's too many signs, too many indications, man. You know, and you continue to disrespect our people even to this day. You know?
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Yep.
And the angels said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel?
Mm.
I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns.
Mhm.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit
Mhm.
and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world.
Right. So remember, Esau's movement started in Europe. All the Renaissance, right? It started in Europe. It's a revival, right? And obviously the British had the empire, you know, and they were the ruling nation over the little tiny island. It was ruling most of the planet at the time.
That's why they say the sun never set.
Yeah.
Because of the different time zones they conquered.
Right. And out of this bottomless pit of Europe, right, and Britain, right, came America. You know, and this is what's the scripture say? It's the 8th form in is it Daniel, right? That came up, speaking very proud things, boasting against the Most High. You know, it's more stout. He was more stout than his fellows. This is America, born from that relation that you know in Europe, right? That came out of Europe, right? America's been given that pole position in the earth to rule, especially after the World War II. You know, Europe was kind of mash up, right? And proper mash up. America was helping. Well, they was indebted to America. So America spent a lot of money in helping build, you know, parts of Europe back together, right? So Europe is in debt to America ultimately.
There was a lot of loans. I think the UK only paid back the loan maybe beginning of the 2000s or something like that, or maybe even more recently than that. But
because what does the scripture say? The lender
is subject to the borrower,
right? So America got given that position because Britain had to step down from the world stage. Britain still thinks it's Still thinks it's got an important role to play, but really Britain's been done for a long time.
for a long time.
For a long time, you know.
We here, we can tell you for free.
Yeah. You know, but they like to believe that they have this influence, but they don't really.
If you remove London, I think the stat was if you remove London, basically England's got the economy of Romania.
If it wasn't the fact that the Rothschild over here, they got the financial district here. That's really all that's running on, really.
And the credit.
That's all it's fucking running on.
The reputation, the rep.
So America was given the title after that as you know the king of the world, so to speak, right? And America became great, you know, became the great America, right? This is what's produced the harlot, and this is why when the scripture speaks about the whore, the beast shall hate the whore, is because she's a child of Britain, a child of Europe, essentially, right? But the way they're behaving is not comely. It's not proper. It's not British, you know, because in the British like to have the etiquette, right? It's not proper, right? And obviously you see how America's acting. They've just been assholes to all their allies, pretty much, right? They're gonna have disdain for her, you know. And so that's why you piece all these scriptures together. You understand who these players are. You can see what's happening, and you can see how exactly matches the scriptures. It's just not going to tell you America. It's just not going to tell you Britain. It's not going to tell you all these details. Because the Lord has to give you those details. He has to give you understanding for those details. It's not for anybody just to pick up the book and understand it. Because otherwise everyone would know. You know, but what brother went into earlier, mysterion. Right? It's a mystery. Right? And so it's kept away from others on purpose. The Most High keeps it away from others on purpose. Secret. Right? That's why the truth is not for everybody. We keep explicitly telling you that. Right? Even though you want to believe that the Lord came for everybody, that's obviously not true. Right? It's for his elect, right? And all his elect can receive this truth. Right? And you're going to see it. You're going to witness everything that we've been speaking manifest, as it has been manifested. But we're going to see the finale of this great show with America on fire. Right? And the angels turning up to take the elect. That's what you're going to see. And there's going to be a lot of hard times before we get to that point. As we mentioned earlier about the famines and all these types of things, they're about to hit. You know, we've been talking about this for years, obviously, because obviously there's been a lot of cascading things that have been happening over the years, you know, with crop production and all these different types of things because of, you know, forest fires or you know, cold weather and all that kind of stuff, floods. It's having a knock-on effect to where we are now. right? And then you throw in the plagues and pestilences, the pandemics, and that kind of stuff. You throw it all in, it's having an effect overall.
And the losses that these farmers have been making
Yes.
as well, because it's all well and good having the land, but if there's no one there to work the land,
They can't afford to work on all these things like things.
oh, and then also all the immigrants that left as well. You know, you had a lot of those videos, which I don't know how many came back after Trump basically changed course, specifically on the farm workers.
Yeah.
But you had a lot of farmers that were like, that voted for Trump, was like, oh shit, all of my workers have left. They've fled the state.
Oh, so and because the good old Edomite population of America ain't gonna fucking make up the work.
Yeah,
so
they're gonna do.
they're fucking lazy. You know, complaining about people taking the jobs.
Yeah, I mean,
People taking jobs, but they don't want to go fucking work. So it's like, you know, it's whatever, man. That's why America was always doomed to fail. It says what does it say about city at ease or what's it say? Either careless or ease. They've been at ease because America's just comfortable.
Was that Isaiah 6:7?
I'm trying to think which one it was. I'm putting two different ones together. But yeah, you've been living comfortably basically. Even in the Revelation tells you about the delicacy of, you know, because of abundance, right? So yeah, America don't want to fucking work. They just want to sit back and reap the benefits of all the wickedness that they've done, basically.
Well, yeah.
And it can't be done.
Yeah, but that's why you get certain you get the quote unquote underclass that do all the undesirable jobs, which is what they're used to. Which is, like I said, you find
Slaves network. They want slaves to work for them.
because let's be real, like your Uber drivers mostly are gonna be in the UK, mostly gonna be Elam and all of that. Maybe up north, maybe you get a bit more Eastern European or something like that. Your certainly your food delivery guys are going to be Elam a lot of the time, and now you're seeing a lot of like Latin tribes as well, right? We even it's like why is a Brazilian chick delivering me my food? I'm like, bro, this is hell.
Yeah.
You know,
So Jake's fucking, I mean, an older Jake kind of lady driving the cab.
yeah.
Like, come on, auntie, man.
Yeah, but point being is like all of these jobs were available to these Edomites, but they're above that in their minds.
And now with the factory work, the Chinese man are doing it now. That's why they get shipped abroad. Like you don't really want to do all the work. You rather sit in an office and just get paid. You know, you know that
done on people.
Yeah,
That's what I always say. That's why Brits will argue. So what do you do?
You Jake grind on the street. But you don't want to. You ain't grinding. You don't really grind to do anything.
And there's some of the most incompetent people in the workplace.
Oh yeah.
It's a bacon act. They're just, you know what I mean? That's like my manager at work, man. Man, I always say to my basically other manager, because I still cool with banner. I said, man, this guy should be a manager of a car park. just stand in a car park and tell everyone where to park. I said, this guy should be a
Still fuck that up.
I said, this used to be a supervisor of a car park, bro. By himself. He's a supervisor and the worker. He supervises himself. I think he's so incompetent, bro. It's funny, bro.
But his PR machine says that he is competent.
Yes.
And that's it. All Esau has is PR, and it's beautiful watching as that PR gets to because that's another thing that's been happening as well. In a lot of Chinese companies have tried hiring what do you call Brits and that. And the thing is, after all, I was like, bro, like they're like, but we can't work. They ain't got no work ethic or any of that. So they just stop the process.
Even like building workers. Most
Yeah.
British companies and British builders don't like hiring Brit builders. They're rather Eastern European. Because you know what it is, I'm British, so I can do half the job.
Yeah.
But then you actually pay a guy who get half the money and work twice as hard.
Because I remember it was a time I was up in Wales and I overheard two builders and they were like, yeah, we could get it done in a day, but now we just spread it over 2 days.
Yeah.
So we get paid for both days.
Yeah.
Instead of the one.
How comes you don't have Brits picking strawberries? You know?
Vineyards, yeah.
During lockdown, the same migrants they were complaining about, they had to bring them back on planes to do it. Yeah.
That's what they're saying. That's what they say.
That's how they say, get out.
That's, no, but again, it's someone doesn't think things through.
Yeah.
He's not that intelligent, bro. Because obviously, like, yeah, well, your economy's run off them, bro. You know what I mean? So you need them. Because you know, you people are not prepared to do that shit when you hard work.
Birth rate would be in the mud like Japan and Korea were it not for immigrants.
Yeah.
We got
What does it say? Whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is. And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 earths are the 7 mountains on which the women sitters.
Government.
And there are 7 kings, 5 are foreign, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And
So the one that was wrong. It was there. That's what was their country ruling, right? The others that fell was Germania Major, Minor. You got the Spain. You got France. Which one was it? 4, 5. Greece. Yes, Greece, right? So the one that was is Rome, Italy, right? Rome. And the one yet to come was Britain, obviously. Yeah.
and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space.
Right. So the Great British Empire, which was great at the time, but it didn't last too long. Right, not compared to the previous eras, right? Yep.
And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth,
The 8th, right, which becomes America. Yep.
and is of the 7,
Of the 7, okay, which came out of Britain, right? Yep.
and goes into perdition.
Goes into petition, right? That's why it's separate. It's not. It isn't Britain. It's separate. They went over to the quote unquote new world, right? Which was not new. The brothers, Gadite brothers, were already there, right? But they went over there, right? Committed all kind of atrocities and established America. Come out of the 7th, right? It became the 8th, right? It became America, which is set for petition, destruction. Right? That's why the scripture speaks about woe to the bloody city, or a city built upon blood, right? It's bound to be destroyed, right? Whoa. And this is why America is going to shed. Is going to receive that fate, because this is how it was established, based on witchcraft, of bloodshed, or of the blood of the children of Israel. That's why America's got some mad judgment. Like Britain's gonna get fucked up, but like it's not compared to America. Europe's gonna be inhabited again, but America can't be inhabited. Because they're actually the worst of their whole entire thing. Yep.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power. Receive power as kings. But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Right. So this is talking about NATO, the EU, right? Because obviously, America's gonna get effed up, right? And all that's gonna be left is, the command of NATO, really. And China and all these other places that got their bits of military left over, they're gonna join together. So they're gonna be, together in it for a little bit, but then they're gonna be taken out. Yep.
These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Do you see all these NATO nations or allies trying to get together now because America's going rogue? You know what I mean? They're trying to band together and establish their the order from their side of things. That's why they're getting involved with the digital ID and the Bitcoin, the digital currencies and all these different types of things, because they're still going to be working on it. Because realistically, they're all working simultaneously, just in different sides, different sides of it. Whether it's America or whether it's China doing something, whether it's Britain or Europe doing something, they're all working to the same kind of goal, right? But obviously, if America gets destroyed, that's evident. Yep.
Yeah, because if you look at the EU itself, man. Everyone, they're already in waiting to just turn against Babylon. It's going that way.
All of the
You know what I mean?
nations.
You know what I mean? Like everyone's tired, man. You know? Them 10 horns are gonna show their horns to Babylon. You know?
Because the one scam, man, you would have just had people that were just chilling. They were just chilling, having a good time. And then they wake up, oh, fuck's sake, Israel and America.
Yeah.
Like, so you had certain people that were just chilling and then now they can't afford to fill up their tank.
Well, it's like
even
got
the-
issues
yeah.
and then they created more issues.
Yeah.
How was he doing all this?
You remember the Prime Minister of Spain? He's like, look, man, I ain't supporting this, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they're talking about sanctions and all of this and all that.
Because you know it's something that I was talking about during the pandemic, product crisis. You know, you know, it's one thing to deal with a singular crisis.
Yeah.
But if you're doing multiple crises, how do you actually deal with that?
Yeah.
How much money does that cost to fix or to kind of deal with? Bro? You can't. America, all these nations are through, really.
What?
There's been one issue, like one crisis after another, so they just mash up.
Yeah.
You know, but that's why that speaks about how the troubles are coming as a woman in the childbirth. The pangs, you know, come closer together and stronger.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way to really recover from anything now. You're continuously fucked.
Yeah. And it's like it's even the same thing with how they're fighting this war, you know, with Iran. They always think it's just going to be a couple weeks thing. And as the time has gone on, they're realizing that, nah,
Weeks turn into months.
weeks turn, it's like,
You know, months into
yeah,
why are we still here?
we didn't budget going on this long.
Yeah, but and that's it. The key word there is budget, right? Because when you look into a lot of these missiles, once again, they're the standoffish ones are very expensive to me. And I felt I didn't really understand, but during the war, I started looking into it. Like a lot, it's not the fact that they can't just put the missile together. Because ultimately, once you've got all the pieces, it's relatively simple. It's sourcing the pieces. It's getting the certain rare earths and like with the Tomahawk, there's something in its radar that is like it takes a long time to procure all of that hardware, and therefore that costs money. So when you're saying, all right, cool, we've just dropped 800 of them, that's 800 to 1.6 billion. 800 mil to 1.6 billion.
Some of them shits take like a year or two to make.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. The THAAD system is $1 billion for one of them, for one battery. And then Iran just took
Yeah.
they had to dismantle the Korean one and bring it down to Arabia.
Yeah, it was made by, it's destroyed by a drone that was made by a nigga who rides a bicycle.
Exactly.
I mean,
We laugh, but that's likely what happened.
You know what I mean? It's like 30K.
Yeah.
Destroy it. Like, it's crazy.
As it goes on and say, these shall make war with the Lamb.
So that's a precept to Revelation 12. The war in heaven.
12 and 7, yeah.
You know, the devil and his angels, 2nd Ezra 13. And that's what's gonna happen. And they know what's gonna happen. Because they set their nest amongst the stars. Now, we know they ain't been to the moon, but they do have space stations and observatories and satellites, and they see stuff. You know? You remember that famous, oh, it says sea. Like that Jake. So the live feed. And he saw like just a city in the sky. There's stuff they've seen where chariots have gone past the earth and bigger in it. So they know it's peak. But then now, what they're trying to do is control the narrative. Talking about, no, there's some people in the White House. We've had meetings with fucking aliens and like, nigga, come on, bro.
Space just crashed.
It's crashed, isn't it? A chariot, yeah, like you know what I mean? Like a chariot forgot to do his yearly service and change his tire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stop by.
Yeah. So yeah. You know what I mean? You know, you know what I mean? Like a spiritual being with a damn screwdriver, trying to change.
Just one bulb in that.
Yeah. Bolt slipped out. Come on, man. Nah, bro.
That's right.
Bro, they've seen some shit. Like, there's actually one information that came out once of a chariot covered an aircraft a carrier in the midst of a storm. And then they was like, hold on, I swear it's raining. And they looked up and it was a chariot covered the whole aircraft carrier.
How big as it is anyway.
Yeah.
And we know the chariot's even bigger than that.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about it.
And the chariot is big they've seen in the sea. You know what I mean?
Because it was Eliyahu Wamba, we keep saying it's like they've seen something, so they're rushing.
Yeah.
But some of the things that they've done in the last 12, 18 months, have just been like, what? Where's that come from? Digital ID here, like, you know, normally it's a thing of like, we'll hear about rumblings at camp, and then at camp, yeah, and you know, they might do X, Y, Z, and then the next week, yeah, they've done that one was just like, you hear Thursday, yeah, digital ID, and we're like, whoa. Yeah. Yeah. So this is from the Daily Star. Says glowing UFO tower. These bloody ads. A glowing UFO towered over U.S. Navy ship in typhoon and was so big it stopped rain. Bob McGuire was on board the USS Blue Ridge during a typhoon in 2008 when a gigantic glowing craft allegedly appeared overhead. It was so big that it protected the entire ship from rain. A U.S. Navy aircraft carrier was shrouded by a mysterious craft during
But do you know how big the carriers are? It's like the whole damn park. You know what I mean? Remember, it's got like, landing strips and shit. You know? Right?
Yep. It says during a typhoon that was so big it stopped rain hitting the ship. One person on board had sensationally claimed. It says Bob, who claims to have worked on classified projects on board several Navy vessels, previously revealed a chilling encounter while on a. And just keep repeating. You know, certain of these publications.
Just get to the point.
Yeah, they say the same thing 10 times. Yeah, but.
You know what I mean?
On a salary.
Yeah.
You know, but what's the point? But and even go to say it's like it was 40 to 50 seat like seas, you know, like the waves and shit. Like it was a typhoon, you know. And then a chariot just parked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was on his lunch break. He said, "Let me just have a look. What's going on?"
Yeah.
And that's a small chariot. Because the Lord is coming in the fathership that's bigger than the earth.
Yeah. Well, the thing is as well, so you think about Columbus, or was it St. Elmo's fire? Because when the Lord wants an objective to be achieved, he'll protect, right? Because ultimately you may look at like, oh, why did it not? The Lord wanted Columbus and these devils to get to the Americas.
Even
Prophecy to.
But
even Alexander the Great. There's stories of chariots appearing in some of his warfares. That's why people thought that this guy's a god, man. No, the Lord had the purpose.
Yeah.
You mentioned that, you know, some of our battles, man, it was like golden horses and and types of things.
Yeah.
There was warriors on them.
Yeah.
You know, that's what most I use them for sometimes, you know?
Even 70 AD has recorded historically one of the biggest chariot sightings in history. If you go back, if you go back and research, right, it actually speaks about like that chariot like sighting. Like when we was getting oppressed, there was chariots basically everywhere, you know, and it's actually mentioned by historians of that time.
But even the old art, you know,
old art
of, you know, chariots and people in them, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So it's been recorded for a very long time, man.
Mhm.
Well, we're starting to see we're gonna see the scale of it, you know, because all these chariots are gonna be here in the last days, man.
Psalm 68:17. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place.
Right, and that might not sound like a lot. Like you might compare, like, you know, some of these nations got a billion-man army and stuff like that, right? But you need to remember, like, the Most High don't need a lot anyway. Never has done.
Yeah.
So an angel is enough. One is enough. But it's a show of force. That's why the Most High is sending so many angels to show that there's no hope. There's nothing here for you, bro.
Really
Like
overkill.
Yeah, it's overkill, right? Because you're gonna be looking so weak in comparison. Like it's gonna be like, without a doubt, this is the Most High. These angels, these are the children of the Most High, and we have no power against these people.
Yeah.
Just look at them. Look how majestic. That's how powerful they are.
Yeah.
Jaw drop.
right? And obviously, just 1,000 looks like a lot when you're looking at it. You know, so you're just thinking, shit, like, and that's why these other nations, they're gonna have to just bow. They ain't gonna be no uprising and trying to, you know, all this kind of stuff. They're gonna understand that, look, this is the Most High.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing you can do now, innit? You know?
Isaiah 45:15. Verily thou art a power that hidest thyself, O power of Israel, to save you. Because in that time, man, it's gonna be like, yeah. Because it's like what, wisdom 5? Right, you know, we fools are counted as life, madness, and his end to be without honor.
You couldn't see what it was fighting for.
Exactly.
You believed it.
Yeah.
But then you're all gonna see it and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. And they're gonna see that the Lord was with us. They ain't gonna be like, shit, so wait, he was just there the whole time and he let us do it. Fuck.
I told you. What they're going to be thinking about is their judgment now.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Because all this idea, this illusion that you've been living under, it's gonna be destroyed in that very one moment. America's gonna be on fire, the angel's gonna be here, and you're like, damn, like these man said all this is gonna happen. Terrible. It's not so bold.
Terrible.
Right? But you're gonna the whole world, you know, Esau's world, everyone's world is gonna come crashing down in that one moment, man. And the truth is gonna be in your face. You know, undeniable. No arguing, no nothing. Right? It's just the new reality. You know?
There's the glorious return in Matthew 24:29. It says, immediately after the tribulation of those days.
That's a bad
Shall
there, bro.
Yeah.
Double tongue.
Matthew 24:29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
Right? So it tells you there, man, these nations are gonna be shook when the Lord turns up. But you know, like the Christians make it sound like it's gonna be some happy moment. You know, Jesus Christ comes back. It's gonna be some happy moment. No, it ain't.
It says all tribes of the earth mourn. That means fucking
Weighing it up.
Esau, Edom still here. You got dudes that try and say Esau is has been extinct. It's extinct. Done away
Well,
with.
it's impossible. If Esau is the end of the world, it's impossible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like them arguments are null and void.
Because another way that I kind of look at that statement, right, is like if the white man ain't the Edomites, it's like wait, what? It's like so wait, you mean that there's another kingdom after this worse than this? Bro, how does it get worse than this?
I'm gonna revert you back to Daniel.
Yeah,
There's an extra kingdom.
exactly. Extra kingdom.
No, it's extra kingdom. Not there.
Exactly.
The only kingdom that comes is the kingdom of heaven.
No, the prophet Daniel, you know, his
writings
is a mind slipped. Like
Yeah.
the prophet, you know,
Well, the prophet didn't write everything down.
You know, so yeah, you got Christians, man. You just hopeless, bro. You're hopeless at breaking down scriptures, bro. You know what I mean? Like I say, if Esau is the end of the world, bro, Esau is obviously an important factor in prophecy, and has to be here.
So-
Otherwise, you might as well throw the whole book out, bro. Because like, if Moses is wrong about that, who else is wrong? Isn't it? You might as well say all that. You know, because you make it up. You Christians make it up as you go along anyway.
You make it up every 2 weeks, bro.
If Esau's allowed to keep ruling, bro, so it's Matthew 24:28.
You know that's how it'd be. Imagine Trump just been on, you know, he's a dictator for life. You know, he's got a fucking robot Trump suit already. Now he just lives on forever. You know what I mean? Just dictating to the man. You know what I mean? Because you've got the missiles and shit.
Trump, like a robot with a toupee, like wow, no way,
He spins.
It spins, yeah, it spins. Yeah, it spins. It's not. Come on.
Jokes. It's joke, but like,
It's
no,
just-
for real
it's
though,
just
if Esau was in power, bro, he'd be mad. It'd be
Bro.
too crazy. It's already going crazy, man.
Bro, we're in too much pain and bloating for this guy not to be.
Come on, man.
It's Esau, bro. That's it. This is the last
You
round.
got all the attributes, bro.
Yeah,
You got
man.
all the attributes. And you want to deny it?
It's Esau,
Oh,
man.
man.
Yeah, bro.
And it says, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Power and great glory. Right? This is not standard, bro. This is power. This is real power. You know, and real majesty. You know? Yep.
Yeah. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
So he's not going to gather everybody. He's going to gather his men. That's it. Those that were chosen. Everybody else is going to have to suffer, bro. Suffer the judgment, you know, in its various forms. Because there's more than just one judgment. There's plenty of judgments going on. You know, there's the main judgment that's going to happen in America. Yeah, sure. So, you know, be turned into a lake of fire, and these man could be, you know, backstroking in America. But yeah, everybody else got to suffer other things, man. There would be famine. There would be, you know, the dogs to tear. All these different types of things are going to be going on. You know, fair judgment for everybody. You know, but the elect, they're going to be delivered from those evils. You know. So when the Lord comes, it's going to be an event you don't forget, right? An event you can't dispute.
Yeah. So it's Jeremiah 16:14. Right, no longer shall it be said, Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of the north. And when you read through the different accounts in the scriptures, right after that period of time, think about Rahab the harlot. She's like, look, man, look, we heard. We heard what the Lord did for you. Yeah, I was like, look, we don't. She was basically saying, look, man, I don't want that smoke.
Yeah. And she got peace of mind for that, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't become an Israelite or nothing, but she was all right after that, you know, she's cool. You know what I mean? Because she did a good deed at the end of the day. And they say, those you bless, you shall be blessed, right? That's what you used to say. So she did a good deed, and so she was looked after.
Yeah.
It's simple as that, really. You know, it doesn't mean she get the inheritance and all these birthright things, because she's not an Israelite. You know, just like other people. But, you know, no one's going to get off the hook this time. That's what I'm going to say. Right, everyone's gonna get their judgment, man. Yeah. You know, and in the kingdom we'll see what individual deserves better treatment than others, this type of thing. But you know, Yahushua is gonna come to enslave people. I say it's not gonna be a happy moment when the Lord does turn, because the Lord said, all eyes shall see him, so you're not gonna be able to dispute all of this, right? And all nations shall well because of him.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not gonna be happy to see the Lord. The only people who are gonna be happy are those who've been delivered, i.e., the elect. Everybody else, which is the majority of people on this planet, is going to be crying, right? So this idea that, you know, the Lord is some loving being that doesn't want to harm anybody, that's not the Lord you're going to see when he shows up.
The Lord's coming to bring punishment.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I know. Because you got a lot of you know, right? You got a lot of jakes scattered throughout the world. Right, but the thing is, the Lord is still coming to punish them, man, because they ain't right. You know?
Yeah. You know? And so, like, you know, like I said, this thing's going to be undisputable, man. You're going to see exactly what's what, who's who, right? And that's why all this debating and shit's going to end.
Yeah.
All this war over land is going to end. You know, it's all going to be put to a stop, man.
So we could put Isaiah 66 on the 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariot like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flame of fire.
He's coming with anger, not with love. He's coming with anger. Of course, he's going to deliver the elect, but hey, we're on a war campaign. You know, we're gonna you know, sit down and drink after this. You know what I'm saying? But before we've got to get a job done. You know, we're gonna get beaten up in the chariot. We're gonna be changed, and we're gonna be assimilated into the Lord's army. You know. And then we're gonna come down, you know, put all the chains on people and beat man over the head, do whatever needs to be done, right? Bring down these armies, and that's it, bro. You know, we're gonna drag you to Israel and start building. You know? Yep.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord feed with all flesh. And
what about flowers? Is he gonna come with people with flowers and, you know, and hugs? No, of course not. Talking about no, with fire and sword, death and destruction, basically. Yep.
And the slain of the Lord, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Shall be many. You know. So that's how it's gonna have to, that's how it is. That's how it's gonna be, bro. You know, Esau's gonna look inferior in comparison. As mighty as he puts himself out to be, he's gonna look inferior that day when the Lord turns up.
It's beautiful. He's already looking inferior right now.
Yeah, in the eyes of men.
Yeah, it's actually gonna. It's like you're gonna realize it's nothing, bro. You know what I mean? It's it's like a guy building a palace, and then one storm comes through, there's a landslide, and then he put so much pride into his palace, and just in one swoop, it's gone, bro. You know, he spent all this time building it, garnishing it, being proud in it, boasting it.
I would say this situation is slightly a little bit different, just because like right now America is being made to look stupid, right? It's not like Iran's beating them or nothing like that. But when the Howard Shai comes, it's going to be overwhelming,
Hostile takeover.
overwhelming.
Hey man, have you ever seen when a bank is taking someone's house? That day you're gone. That day you're moving. You're not. It's not next week.
This is my house.
This is my house now. Like, bro, have you seen? Bro, when the bank do that, you know what I mean. I know certain people that it's happened to. That day, not Monday. That day you're moving. You know, no Scott is nothing. That the house is here. You know, that's it. That's what's gonna happen, bro. But this house is gonna be a lake. It's gonna magically become a lake, like magic. That's what's gonna happen. Babylon's gonna be a lake of fire, man.
It's true what the elders are saying, because it's like right now, let's be real. I'll be honest, bro. That Tuesday, because you know, I was like, am I gonna wake up? I was like, actually, nah, okay. Let me go to bed. You know, I was hoping to wake up with just breaking news. Or I'm just there like, oh my god, we can't believe what America's just done. A little pocket, what so. No, ceasefire. I was like, you know,
They're dragging their feet in it, but
Yeah.
you know, like I said, everything in its due time, man.
Yeah, because the things, you know, he's got more weapons. This is real. Like, let's be real, they won't have used some of their more spooky weaponry in this, I don't think, because they've got spooky weaponry. They've got spooky stuff, you know, but more so they've got that, you know, that great sword spoken of in Revelation 6 and 4.
Like I say, even if it's planned, like in the way that the longer this goes on, the bigger effect it has on the world.
Yeah.
The world has to be crushed, really, for Esau to bring these new world. So it's like, you know, this is not like it can't be done. It's not like America can't do it, right? It's not meant to.
Yeah, right.
That's not the goal right this minute. You know, it's just to make things worse in around the world. You know, before things get further down the line. You know, so you know, like I say, we'll always, as we do, watch and pray, man. So, you know, because you know the end's coming. The end is coming, man. And we can't wait. You know, I mean, tomorrow will be a different thing. Trump's gonna say something new tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, if we launch missiles in somewhere, you know, wherever, man, Israel, wherever. You don't know what's gonna happen these days because it's so fucking chaotic. You know, but yeah, as we do, man, we watch, man, and report. You know, so yeah. Hey, unless Bob's got anything else, we'll close up. No. All right, then. Hey, with that, man, we're gonna give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Chakadash. Again, double honors unto the elders, the apostles, the amen. So I'm there for the whole collect. Each and every one to say, man.